But my heart goes out to Kelsey because she's been she's about a month behind Drew and I know how rough it's been. So shout out to Kelsey. All right, it looks like it is going.
Yep, I'm pulling the link for everybody.
Awesome. All right, while you're doing that, I will just go ahead and start intros so we can rock on into this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new script read from the Not Ready for Quarantine players. I am Ginger Chase. I am your hostess with the mostest for the evening, and I am here with this amazing cast to do one of my favorite movies from the 90s, To Wong Foo, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. And tonight we are urging everyone, if you're seeing this, if you're enjoying what you're seeing today, to donate to Promo, which is a non-for-profit that helps with legal aid to the LGBTQ community, which is extremely important. So I do have the website. If you need to go to donate, that's where you're going today. So we'll pop this up as soon as, fairly often throughout the night. But why don't we just go ahead and get started with intros? I am so excited to have our narrator back. We have Luke Seckington. I'm super excited. I'm also super excited about our 3 S's, our sassy S's for the evening. We have Sean Watson as Vita. Yeah. We have Samantha Madison as Noxima Jackson. And we're introducing my good sister from another Mr. Stephen Shore as Chichi Rodriguez. I'm so excited to have Mom back, Michelle. She'll be playing Carol Ann, among some other parts. We have Mr. Dan Cook playing our bad guy, but we love him. Not the bad guy at all. Thanks. Take him up for the team, Fred. We have Andrew Wasson getting their Golden Girl on today. I'm super excited. We also have Patrick McMahon coming back to us. I'm most excited about their portrayal of Loretta, the town drunk. Super excited. And then we are also introducing Mariah Shea Paget. She'll be our ingenue Bobby Lee. So I'm super excited. And I will be playing super abusive, crappy Virgil, but it's fine. I'm kind of a niche. I do play shitty dudes pretty well, so.
I can relate.
Right? So can Luke, unfortunately. Between the 3 of us, we're the bad guys most of the time.
Yep, we're almost always the bad guys.
Aw. Well, I did give you Bobby Ray, so
yes,
be all right.
Oh yeah.
But without further ado, let's get right into it. Go ahead and take it away, Luke.
Okay, everyone, go do that voodoo that you do so well. Interior, East Village bedroom, evening. A tiny space in New York's East Village. Just room enough for the essentials, an Art Deco blonde wood vanity and a single bed. On the wall, tape pictures from old Vogue's and Harper's Bazaar. Vita shuffles in from the bathroom, naked and drinking coffee from a cardboard cup. He sits at the vanity and looks into the large round mirror. He sighs and slides a cassette into the boombox because it's the 90s, balanced precariously among the many beauty supplies on the vanity. He's not turned the tape on, but takes another swig of coffee and lets out a low groan.
Ready or not, here comes Mama.
He flips the cassette on, backbeat, bass, and guitar, and soon Tom Jones. Vita starts to move to the beat and takes a jar from the vanity. Tom is now wailing, "She's a lady." Vita applies a light foundation to his face. Interior, Harlem bedroom, evening. "She's a Lady" continues. In a Harlem bedroom that looks suspiciously like Ike and Tina Turner's dining room, A fine young gentleman of color is fast becoming a fine young woman of color. Noxema Jackson stands before a full-length mirror gliding on in a resting tangerine lipstick. She's not wearing a shirt and has a decidedly manly chest. Interior, East Harlem Bar, evening. Up in East Harlem, an assembly of young feminine Hispanic men is forcing a variety of wigs on a tiny, frightened boy in his early 20s. Behind them, 3 men dance obliviously to She's a Lady. At last, the perfect wig is discovered, all applaud, even the oblivious dancers. The frightened boy looks into the mirror and smiles timidly. He is almost crying as he walks closer to the mirror and touches the reflection of his smile. He is fast becoming Chi-Chi, and he couldn't be happier or more terrified. Interior various, evening. In montage into our She's a Lady music, we see our 3 heroes put the various touches on their transformation to heroines. Padded bras, stockings, hair removal. When all is done, each stands before the door and checks himself in the mirror one last time. They are flawless. And in honor of their efforts, for the rest of this screenplay, only feminine pronouns will be used. Each swings open her door and walks out. Exterior, East Village Street, night. From high atop, we see Vita walk out of her apartment building and down the street in the East Village. She's Marlo Thomas in the opening credits for That Girl. Exterior, Harlem Street, night. Also from high above New York, we see Noxema get out of her apartment building and walk across some children playing ball. A little girl tosses the ball affectionately to Noxema, who catches it, tosses it back, laughs and applauds with delight. She then hails a cab and gets into it. Exterior, East Harlem Street, night. From above, we see East Harlem and then a terrified Chi-Chi making her awkward way from an apartment building to an L-train subway station. In her left hand, a styrofoam head and a wig. On her head, just a wig cap. Someone throws a bottle at the pavement in front of her. It smashes into 1,000 shards. Chi-Chi scampers to avoid it. Exterior dance club night. A line is forming in front of Webster Hall. A sign proclaims Drag Queen Coronation. From an outdoor speaker perched over the crowd, She's a Lady is piped out to the dancing crowd. Noxema bolts out of a cab and is quickly met with the lusty applause of the crowd. In the middle of Noxema's curtsy, Vita arrives from walking across the street. The 2 contestants make a big show of hugs and air kisses. The crowd goes nuts. Noxema and Vita blow kisses to the crowd and make their way inside. Interior dance club, backstage, night. Just a mirror, really, on a brick wall painted black. She's a Lady continues without Tom Jones, echoing from the stage. 6 drag queens. Bianca Pasti, Oblivia, Bella Duvall, Baroness Elsa von Schrader, Sharon Alike, and Miranda writes, oh, that one's good, etch their faces into the reflection. They speak with great tranquility.
Please, someone, help me build a mountain from a little mound of clay.
If I could find a way, I would sleep with my left eyebrow.
I'm going to make my lips even more bee-stung.
That's a lipstick, Liption, not a wand.
I'm taking my face to Sweden, where it will no doubt win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Ain't nobody here tonight winning Miss Congeniality.
From the side of the stage manager leans in.
Ladies, places.
All the tranquility gone, the ladies look into the mirror, throw their hands into the air, and shriek. Interior dance club nights. On stage in front of a packed crowd, 12 of New York's finest drag queens walk onto the stage to outrageous cheering. As they enter, we see their sashes, each bearing their wonderful names. They perform an overly choreographed production number to She's a Lady. In the number, we see our 3 heroines. Vita, studying high fashion excess. Noxema, looking every inch the missing 4th Supreme. And Chi-Chi, Aisha Khan in her youth. A panel of judges seated behind a table takes notes. As the number winds down, the music fades and there is a fanfare. The drag queens scramble to their places, 2 groupings on either side of the stage. There is an announcer.
Gentlemen, here to present this year's Drag Queen of the Year, last year's winner, put your hands together for Miss Rachel Tensions.
Another fanfare. All on stage drop to one knee and lower their heads. The upstage curtains part. Miss Rachel Tensions, A fracker in a sequin dress fashioned from the design of a fucking Confederate flag walks to the center of the stage. She indicates with a slight gesture of her hands they all may rise. They do so. Miss Tensions walks to the microphone stand and clears her throat.
Dearest friends, what can I say? My heart is full.
The announcer chimes in.
As our beloved former drag queen of the year reigns her final moments, let us watch her stroll one last time down that glorious runway as we listen to her previously recorded inner thoughts.
The tape begins over a background of A Pretty Girl is Like a Melody. We hear from an audio tape Miss Tensions inner thoughts. Miss Tensions immediately begins her stroll down the runway.
As I traveled the girth of this remarkable city, representing all of you as your imperial drag queen, I was overwhelmed with my own sense of majesty.
Miss Rachel Tensions says as an aside to someone in the audience who begins waving feverishly.
Bless you, darling.
The tape continues.
There are those who will dismiss a drag queen as, at best, a mere form of optimism, but that hardly does it justice. If life gives the optimist lemons, the optimist makes lemonade. If life gives a drag queen lemons, she makes citron per se. This is my simple yet might go for this evening.
The music reaches its overly grand climax. Miss Rachel Tensions waits for it to finish at the microphone.
Well, here we all are. Another year flies by and it's time to crown a new drag queen of the year on RuPaul's Drag Race. Proof that in New York City, a thing of beauty is a joy for exactly 12 months. So many lovely contestants, but
Vita and Noxema cross their fingers and wink at one another.
May I have the envelope, please?
A drum roll. A young man, barely clad in hundreds of chains, strides onto the stage, takes an envelope from the judges, and hands it to Rachel. The crowd hoots with approval as he leaves.
I don't know who he is, but if there's a snowstorm tonight, he's going on my tires. The winner of the Drag Queen of the Year will receive an all-expense-paid round-trip ticket to Hollywood, California, where she can compete in the Drag Queen of America contest. I'm so excited I could just spit. And the winner is
a drum roll. Lots of lip biting and hand holding from the drag queens. Chi-Chi crosses herself. Rachel opens the envelope. She gasps.
We have a tie.
The room is electric with excitement.
According to the bylaws, in the event of a tie, 2 plane tickets to Hollywood will be given out, but they'll be coach. And the winner is...
Another drum roll.
Winners are Miss Noxema Jackson and Miss Vita Bohem.
Too much applause and music. Vita and Noxema walk to the lip of the stage and strike poses. The young man with the chains re-enters with their plane tickets.
Work the runway, bunny rabbits. Work it. Come up and get your prizes now, because Tempus Fugit, Diva women.
Chi-Chi runs off in tears. Confetti and balloons fall from the ceiling, and the crowd cheers as Vita and Noxema walk the runway, bowing and waving. Above all the mayhem, we hear the 1812 overture for some fucking reason, and Miss Rachel Tensions bellowing into her microphone.
You own America. Hardly. This land was made for you and her. Not even. Take this country by storm, girlfriends.
Opulence. You own everything. You own it all. Interior, dance club, dressing room, nights. Alone in the cruddy dressing room, shortly after her coronation, Noxema touches up her makeup. Vita enters and closes the door behind her.
You,
We are fierce.
Noxema.
Vita.
Go you.
Get it, girl.
I feel that I'm a handmaiden to a miracle.
With those gloves on, who wouldn't?
They squeal and hug.
When they said it was a tie, I knew it was you and I.
Well, me and somebody.
You are a menace.
Oh, I was so nervous. I said a prayer to the Nubian goddess of life, whose name escapes me at this particular juncture.
Us in Hollywood, total glam.
I just hope no one mistakes us for the Gabors.
I think we only have to be seen at the China Bowl tonight.
We will induce envy and rage.
Interior dance club, back hallway, night. Fully cloaked, Vita and Noxine are clumping down the cement stairs. Huddled on one of the steps is Chi-Chi, crying.
The true beauties were here this evening. But may I ask, where were the looks?
Truly, what do you do to accomplish your look?
I put a slice of grapefruit in my mouth.
She illustrates.
Brings out the cheekbones. Makes my face look like an Erte print. What do you do?
I just pretend I smell something bad.
She illustrates.
Brilliant.
They discover Chi-Chi.
The little Latin boy in drag is crying. Find out why the little Latin boy in drag is crying.
Little Latin boy in drag. Why are you crying?
I'm sorry. You both are so pretty. It's just
Yes, of course we're pretty. But why are you crying?
Maybe she just found out when Noodle broke up.
Vita says under her breath to Noxina.
You are not being supportive.
She is then very serious to Chi-Chi.
Now, little one, what is your name?
Chi-Chi Rodriguez.
Cunning name. What's with the waterworks?
It's just I wanted to win this so much. I never won nothing my whole life. Every time I do something, I'm getting it wrong, and everybody's always laughing at me. So these guys at the bar make me do this, and I look in the mirror and I just look like pretty and something pretty, and I feel right for the first time. And I thought I could be in this contest and do something special and go to Hollywood, and
Here we go.
maybe somebody young and nice would capture my heart instead of all these old guys with their money and they leave them when their time is up. And
She looks up. Vita, sympathetic. Noxina, not.
I didn't win, and this was the only time that I felt right, and I'm a loser at this, and everybody's laughing at me.
Chi-Chi begins to take off her earrings and wipe off her makeup with the back of her hand. Vita grabs her wrist and stops her.
Oh, Chi-Chi, there. Don't dismantle your trompe-l'oeil quite yet. You are a winner. You look like, you are a winner. You...
Vita looks up at Noxina.
Don't be looking at me, Vita.
Noxima.
Don't be looking at me with no bleeding heart, Sally Struthers. Look in your face.
Chi-Chi, I want you to sit right here. I'm going upstairs to talk to Noxima. We'll be right back.
She heads upstairs.
I ain't going upstairs.
Noxima, we must help all others.
Yeah, whoever helped me.
And I suppose no one lent you her best Bordeaux slingbacks, which you are sporting this evening?
Noxima heads up the stairs behind Vita.
So much for spirited debate.
Interior, dance club, dressing room, night. Back in the dressing room, Noxima follows Vita inside. Soon as the door closes, Vita says with enthusiasm,
We can help someone.
Queen, no.
That poor dear is shattered. We could help her. There's a hint of the romantic in there. It would just be the type of experience that could change her outlook on life forever. I mean for the positive.
How?
Take her with us to Hollywood.
Say what?
Take her with us.
How are we going to?
Sell our plane tickets and the three of us can go by bus.
Bus? No. I don't do no bus. You obviously have me mistaken for Miss Rosa Parks.
Or train or something. We'll think of something.
Not on your young queer life. You and your causes. That child is Latin. You don't want to get mixed up in that Latin mess. She could turn out to be playing us or something.
Noxema Jackson, I must admit that I am shocked. I'm just a little saddened. You of all people should, hun. I remember the first time I laid my eyes on a certain young ebony enchantress in the rough, and how, through styling and the occasional makeup tip, sometimes more than occasional, I helped her look perhaps just a little less busted. And who would think that ebony enchantress would one night share a title with moi? Now, on the steps, that dear little Spanish soul, working that tired little Abbey Lane drag for all it's worth, all for the inhabitants of some bar who just are laughing behind her back. And she just wants to be special, to have a moment in the starlight, to dream of being utterly, utterly fabulous. And she gets up in her very most pathetic drag and tries and fails. Do you know what it's like to be so horribly alone, have such a chance at specialness and to fail?
A moment as they both look at one another with significance.
Of course not.
Me neither, but we are sensitive people. We can imagine such things.
Oh, now you know it's probably just a scam to get a trip to California.
Realist, of course it is. And with the two of us, that little Latin boy in drag doesn't know what he's in for. We'll turn that ugly duckling into a full stage production of Swan Lake.
Well,
She walks over to a mirror and adjusts her bangs with a handy rat tail comb.
damn it, okay.
A wave of the hand.
Noblesse oblige.
Spell us.
I'm sick of airplanes anyway. People keep mistaking me for a stewardess.
Girl, people keep mistaking you for a hanger.
You Jezebel, you.
Interior, dance club, back hallway, night. Fiat and Noxema are back with crying Chi-Chi.
Pumpkin, we're back.
They sit on either side of Chi-Chi.
Listen, little Chi-Chi, we have a problem that only you can help us with.
Yeah?
Yes. Noxema here. Noxema, say hi.
Hi there.
Dizzy thing she is.
I just had centrifugal force.
Is very superstitious about our latest Hollywood venture. Can't go nowhere without a rabbit's foot or a Latinx person.
Vina slaps Noxema on the arm.
Ow.
Her petite little head is filled with numerology.
Don't even say the number 7 in front of me or I'll lose it.
And Miss Noxema is all wrapped up in the number 3.
3 wise men, 3 stooges, 3 shots from the book depository.
And Noxema, dear, if primitive creature that she is, say hi, Noxema,
Kachunga.
is utterly convinced that if we're going to Hollywood, we must be a threesome.
3 coins in the fountain, 3 faces of Eve, 3 times on the ceiling if you want me.
Now your name?
Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi, according to numerology, is a 3-3.
I haven't felt this way about 3 since I saw the Pet Boys in person.
And we were wondering, could you help us? Could you join us in our journey to Hollywood and compete with us in the national contest?
What? Are you making fun of me?
No, we're making fun of life, but that's all subtext.
Chi-Chi looks at Vina and Noxema.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Are you sure?
Come, let's go to the China Bowl and get something to eat.
I'll be ordering the number 3.
We have much to discuss.
They help Chi-Chi stand up and walk down the stairs.
Yeah, like how we getting there.
Chinese food. I knew this guy once that bought me Chinese food too.
Do you have a coat to put over that gown?
Please say yes.
They're out the door. As we stay on the open door, we hear their voices continuing on.
Tell us, Miss Chi-Chi, how did you get that simply grand name?
I don't know. I was just watching TV one afternoon and it came to me.
By any chance, was a golf tournament on?
Exterior dance club nights. Outside Webster Halls, our three new best friends stroll arm in arm down the street. Interior China Bowl night. The China Bowl, which I was surprised to learn is a real place, decorated in Oriental moderne in the mid-1950s and has been untouched since. Its past as a haunt for Broadway and television entertainers is heralded by the countless autographed 8x10 glossies on the walls. Our three heroines enter arm in arm and are immediately greeted by applause from the full restaurant. A very small guy he's just a little guy and it's his birthday and he's wearing a very big fez approaches them.
You are sirens. Your beauty lures men to their rocky deaths.
Darling, I can't be held responsible for that.
I knew this guy once who had a hat like that.
The three walk over to a booth. A beautiful young girl grabs Noxima's arm as she passes.
I want to be as beautiful as you.
Good look.
Mita, Noxima, and Chi-Chi slide into the booth.
Now we must eat whatever we want. We are celebrating.
2 limestone salads, Tommy.
How do we get to Hollywood?
Consider scripts that are beneath us.
Mita spies the eccentrically attired John across the room. He is buying a lovely older woman's jewelry.
Eh?
Of course. John Jacob. That's our key.
Okay.
Vita stands up and shouts to John. Vita looks around to see if people are staring at them. People are, but with admiration. Chi-Chi sits up a little straighter with a little more pride.
John Jacob, come here that I may strike you at the head and face.
John kisses Vita on the hand.
Enchanté.
Tish, you spoke French.
Chi-Chi, you must be the only man of money matters, Mr. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. John, may I present the delightful Miss Chi-Chi Rodriguez.
Chi-Chi puts out her hand to shake John's. John bows, clicks his heels, and kisses the back of her hand. Chi-Chi has gone to heaven. On her beaming face, we see batting eyelashes.
Mucho gusto.
El gusto es mío.
El gusto justo si solo mamo, amo.
Ay, es justo el gusto mi deja robusto.
Pero si te ajuste en el culo, el justo de tura hasta Augusto.
And Noxima, you remember John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt?
His name is my name too.
John Jacob kisses Noxima's hand, then joins them in their booth.
Congratulations on your win, ladies.
Why, thank you. Now, that is why we must talk to you, John Jacob. We have a petit quiz.
I won't hear of it.
We have decided to take our protege, Chi-Chi, with us.
And where do I come in?
2 round-trip tours to LA.
Have to have or have to dump?
To dump.
1,000.
Great.
John peels off $1,000 in cash. Vita gives him the tickets.
Now, 3 round trips to LA.
Mode of transport?
Cheapest.
Bus.
I do not do bus.
Miss Jackson has not been right about buses ever since that humiliating morning when she wore yellow and small children tried to board her.
You sour white woman.
Train?
Ooh, do they have a club car?
How much?
3. I can do you round trip for...
Tell me, do they have a club car?
As the conversation goes on, Chi-Chi looks around the room. 2 handsome Russian sailors wave to her. She beams, then looks back to the conversation. Then back to the sailors. Then back to the conversation.
1,500.
Do they have a club car?
Completely out of our league. What else can we do?
How about renting a car?
Genius. Absolutely. We'll rent a car. How to find? Oh, Thoreau's guide. How do we do that?
All you need is a surprise nut cake
Got it?
and a credit card.
Well,
I did.
At one time,
I knew this guy once.
along came
I was stricken with
Reaganomics.
Not no more.
Not allowed.
I don't wore the numbers right off that card.
This is becoming a struggle.
Tell you what, on account of your need and unprecedented glamour, I got a little something for you.
He hands the card to Noxima.
What's that?
Crazy Elijah. My cars are my children.
A used car?
The best and the cheapest. He owes me. Use my name, any car on that lot, $50.
Wait, we gonna drive to Los Angeles?
Problem solved. John, as always, a lifesaver.
John stands up.
Ladies.
A nod of the head, a lingering eye for Chi-Chi, and he is gone.
I'm still back with the club cars. Are we now driving to Hollywood?
That crisis is over. Miss Vita opens her compact and looks into the mirror.
We are not driving from New York to Hollywood.
Using the mirror, Vita absently looks at the 8x10 picture of celebrities behind her.
We going to see, como se dice, Crazy Elijah?
3 drag queens driving across America.
Stop. Think of it as Easy Rider with dresses.
Vita, face facts.
I thought we agreed that facts never work in our favor.
Through her compact mirror, Vita freezes on a picture of Julie Newmar. She gasps ever so slightly and ignores Noxima, who is now on a tear.
Listen to me, Miss Vita Bohem. I don't know if...
We cut between zooming in close-ups of Vita's faces and the 8x10 glossy of Julie Newmar. Noxima's voice trails off and is replaced with a humming chorus from Madame Butterfly.
You've ever seen this America place, but it does not respond kindly to our type of person.
We are tied on Vita's face and the 8x10. The music plays for a moment, then abruptly stops. Vita closes her compact and says defiantly,
No one say anything frivolous for the next few moments. I am having a significant experience.
Vita swings around closer to the photograph.
Here, on the wall, Miss Julie Newmar. She has been watching silently over the whole conversation. It is a sign. Look at her vintage, Miss Julie. Direct from her triumph in Lil Abner and 7 Brides for 7 Brothers, predating her success in For Love or Money and My Living Doll. She is perfect. The ultimate and the only. Try to describe her and not use the word statuesque. Go ahead.
I can't do it.
Me neither.
Miss Newmar, you are statuesque, and you were the only Catwoman.
I prefer Eartha Kitt.
I like the other one. I forgot her name.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
I know Michelle Pfeiffer, homegirl. I mean the other one from TV.
Lee Merriweather?
Yeah.
You blaspheme.
Vita gasps.
A message. There is a message scrawled on the corner. This 8x10 glossy is a presager. Read it, one of you. My eyes are too moist with Lady Fatima, like reverence.
To Wong Foo, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Who is Wong Foo?
I don't know, but evidently they were close.
I'm hungry. Let's eat.
You have no sense of occasion. We must take this message from Miss Newmar with us across the land as our sovereign token. Quick, someone create a disturbance so I can pry it off the wall.
No.
Noxima.
Oh, I hate you.
Noxima creates a disturbance. She walks to the center of the room and spies a waiter walking with a tray.
Lemon chicken. The best not be coming to my table. I know you're not bringing that to me. Lemon and chicken. I am Muslim. I cannot mix citrus and poultry.
There's a general stir in the restaurant. The waiter does not understand. Noxima begins to explain again, this time a little louder. Chi-Chi jumps in and translates Noxima's speech into Spanish. Miraculously, the waiter understands. She flirts with the waiter. She bats her eyes.
Say what?
Chino Latino.
Noxima and Chi-Chi look at one another and laugh. Their first shared moments. They then look at the still-seated Vita. She delicately sips her tea. Above her head, a large, stained blank space where this picture of Julie Newmar once hung. Vita just smiles and sips and pats her oversized purse. This makes Noxima and Chi-Chi laugh even harder. Exterior, Crazy Elijah's used car lot day. Crazy Elijah's overwrought parking lot. Crazy Elijah is showing a steel gray Toyota Corolla to our three ladies who are all decked out in traveling suits. Each set down their luggage. Vita, old Louis Vuitton. Noxima, pastel 60s American Tourister. Chi-Chi, a plastic trash bag.
Well, it certainly is standard.
This'll get you to California, no problem.
It's just that it's so standard.
Chi-Chi runs across the lot to a large late 60s Cadillac convertible.
Mira, girlfriends, look at this.
Vita and Noxima run to the car. Crazy Elijah follows them.
Now, this is a car.
A car? Mary Alice Louise? No, this is a land yacht.
It's so beautiful. I once knew a guy had a car like this. I said then and there I was going to have one for me. Let's take it.
Ooh, but we daren't.
I would feel like Miss Jane Mansfield in that car.
Jane Mansfield, not a good auto reference.
She's right, because Jane Mansfield was decapitated in a car crash. Vita and Chi-Chi are already in the car. Vita turns the key in the ignition. The engine is on.
Ooh. Any car in the lot for 50?
Ladies, I can't let you have this car. It's a wreck. I can't guarantee it would make it to LA without breaking down.
You hear that, Vita? It might break down.
Noxima.
And aside to Chi-Chi.
Noxima and realism go way back.
Back to Noxima.
Noxima, suspend that pesky realism for about 5 seconds and just imagine what it might be like. We don't really have to buy it.
Noxima reluctantly gets in the car. Vita slowly drives up to the large plate glass window. The three ladies gaze at their reflection.
Ah.
Hey, Linda.
Now, Noxima, how could you possibly refuse? Noxima?
Well, there is something about a Cadillac convertible that brings out my eyes.
Internal combustion, the ultimate accessory.
Crazy Elijah catches up with them. The ladies get out the car.
Ladies, I implore you, for your own safety, just go with the Toyota Corolla.
The ladies step back and eye the two cars.
Well, Pumpkins, I think it comes down to the age-old decision. Style
We see the Cadillac.
or substance.
We see the Toyota. Exterior, a beautiful bridge day. We hear Barbra Streisand singing "Gotta Move, Gotta Get Out." We see the whirling white wall tire in the side of the big Cadillac. The top is down, giving us the overwhelming sight of our three, wearing sunglasses and handkerchiefs. The rear seat is full of luggage. There's enough attitude to sink a battleship. Barbara wails, the land yacht makes its way across the mighty Hudson. Exterior, various day. As Miss Streisand continues, we see quick shots of the caddy zipping along the white ribbon of highway. Exterior, highway, day. The music ends, the car flies along. Vita and Noxima are in the front seats. In the back seat, draped across the luggage, is Chi-Chi, lazily reading a supermarket tabloid.
So, how long is this trip going to take?
This isn't a trip. This is a journey.
A journey? Nay.
Nay.
Nay. I feel, and this feeling I have is only divine, and therefore not entirely reliable. I feel that this is a crusade.
Crusade. I like the sound of that.
Well, we have our sovereign token.
Vita points to the 8x10 of Julie Newmar, which is now affixed to the dashboard.
I hadn't thought of that. Ooh, a crusade. I could really work with that.
Carolina, I don't care if we call it an expedition. How long can it take?
Such the girl of the street. We must make her woman of le boulevard.
Chi-Chi mutters.
Ay, mira, pero señorita Maricón es una estrella, sí.
She lifts up a magazine and buries her face in it.
So what do we need for a crusade?
Well, to start, an epiphany,
Say what?
a vision or something, a sacred sign.
Gigi,
Yeah, Boulevard woman?
put down that trash and help us look for an epiphany.
Chi-Chi carelessly puts down the paper and looks along the road.
Okay.
They drive by a very modern Catholic church.
Mira, look at that groovy church.
Chi-Chi goes back to her paper.
Vito, look at that completely mod me out church.
Really, Our Lady of the Arco station.
Vita suddenly realizes that this could be the sign.
Great day in the morning.
Vita swerves across 3 lanes of highway to get to the 1960s style church. Both Noxima and Chi-Chi shriek and tear. The newspaper goes flying. They drive across the grass and over an irrigation ditch. Exterior, modern Catholic church, day. Vita drives through the church parking lot, a woman on a mission. She finally sees a statue of a female saint. She abruptly parks the car. Above the screechy tires, we hear the screechy Noxima and Chi-Chi.
Vito, I swear sometimes you're a bitch on skates.
Vita simply gestures to the statue.
Look,
Noxima and Chi-Chi are sincerely moved.
Oh,
She's so.
there she is.
Our Lady of the Arco station.
We look for a moment at the beautiful, beatified lady. The left hand is placed over her heart. The right hand is held up as if taking a pledge. The 3 ladies stand for a moment in proud tableau. Then they, in unison, place their left hands over their hearts and their right hands upright. 3 mirror images of the statue. They then tilt their heads up to the left.
Hi there.
Hi there.
Hi there.
Exterior, highway, day. A little musical break between scenes. To Petulia Clark's I Know a Place, we see our 3 take a large curve with relative ease. Exterior, toll booth, day. Musical break continuing. We see them pull up to a toll booth. Vita's at the wheel. The toll is 75 cents. Chi-Chi tosses a quarter into the basket. Noxima tosses in a quarter. Vita puts in her quarter. The 3 point to the gate, which, as if on cue, swings up. The 3 applaud politely and move on, only to drive by some handsome shirtless road workers. The car is a little too slow. When it finally passes the men, the ladies make a great show of fanning themselves and mopping their brow. Noxima actually feigns a faint. They then laugh away as the car peels into the distance. Exterior, highway, day. Music dies down. Our big Cadillac wings by at breakneck speed. Our 3 ladies are all in the front seat of the car.
What's in the glove compartment?
Gloves.
Don't you wish?
Chi-Chi opens the glove compartment and pulls out a track tape. Greatest hits of Tom Jones.
Flawless.
Chi-Chi pulls out a gas station map.
Now, where are we?
She opens that and awkwardly hits Vita and Noxima.
Mind.
And how do we get to Cali?
Don't be touching my quaff.
Now, we just left Philadelphia, so the town we're looking for next is
Bala Kinwood.
something like Bella Sinwood.
Bala Kinwood. It's Welsh.
How do you know?
Believe it or not, my hometown.
Get out.
Let's see. I want to see where Miss Vita comes from.
Birthplace of Vita. You just know they got a historical marker.
Vita smiles and the other girls squeal with delight as they turn off towards Bala Kinwood. Exterior, Bala Kinwood, suburban street, day. We pass beautiful home after beautiful home.
Welcome to Bala Kinwood.
Exterior, Bala Kinwood, movie theater, day. They drive by a tasteful Art Deco movie theater, the Shoika.
Where the younger Vita saw Miss Faye Dunway in the eyes of Laura Mars, and her life was irrevocably altered.
Exterior, Balakin Woods, Library Day. They drive by a tasteful library, the William Penn.
Miss Vita was the only 11-year-old to check out all the Avedon picture books.
Exterior, Balakinwood Day. Drive by a tasteful high school, Millard Fillmore High.
All the other children used to laugh and call me names.
Vita turns the corner.
They never let poor Vita play in any reindeer games.
Exterior, Balakinwood, another suburban street day. We drive down a road with many beautiful houses.
Vita, how come you never told us you're rich?
Oh, I'm not rich. My parents.
You gave all this up?
We pass a particularly beautiful home with large white pillars.
There'll be a barbecue at 12 Oaks tonight.
There are more important things than money.
How come you gave all this up?
Vita gave all this up to be Vita.
Next time you give something like this up, you call me. I'll take it.
Vita and Noxima exchange a very sad smile. They turn the corner, a large Tudor-style manor.
There.
They look at the house. There's a rustling of the velvet draperies. A look of great anguish crosses over Vita's face. Vita swerves the car into a U-turn and stops across the street. The door of the two-door manor opens. Vita's mother, a tasteful woman in perfect setting with her surroundings, comes out. Vita looks at her. Vita's mother peers at the car. Vita and her mother make eye contact. We go back and forth between Vita's face and her mother's face. Vita's mother then goes back into the house, slamming the door behind her. Vita suddenly takes the map and rips it up.
Hey!
They drive up.
Maps are cheating. Maps take us places where we ought to go.
They're soon out of Balakinwood. See the torn map on the pavement. Vita's mother then opens the door and steps into the driveway. She looks where the car was. The wind blows the shredded map away. Exterior highway day. Vita is speeding.
Turn back.
You heard, Miss Vita. Maps are cheating.
How do we know where we're going?
Instincts.
And exquisite wit if you're going to be a drag queen.
What do you mean, be a drag queen? I am a drag queen.
Oh, child, you are simply put a boy in a dress. A drag queen has a certain what, Vita?
Je ne sais quoi.
Exactly. A certain.
She does some French double talk.
Don't be putting on airs with me and whatnot. No matter how you slice it, you was a transvestite.
I'll ignore that.
Chi-Chi, I want you to listen to me, and for 5 seconds, just pretend that your mind is not gone from wearing that band. When a straight man puts on a dress and gets sexual kicks, he is a transvestite. Woman is assigned male at birth, whether or not they have gender-affirming surgery, she is a transgender. When a person has way too much fashion sense for one gender, they are a drag queen. And when a tired little Puerto Rican boy puts on a dress, he is a boy in a dress.
What? And those are the only possibilities?
There are no maps, remember? There are only thousands of possibilities.
But I'm a boy in a dress.
Definitely.
Ichi grabs her trash bag from the top of the pile and reaches across Noxima's lap for the door handle.
Well, maybe I should just leave.
The car swervingly pulls over to the middle of a grass median strip. Vita turns to speak to Chi-Chi. Too late! Chi-Chi is out of the car and bag in hand, running along the grassy strip.
Chi-Chi Rodriguez, get a hold of your bad self.
Chi-Chi stops and, without turning to look at her, listens to Vita.
You have the potential of a lifetime, and you are squandering it. You will start off a mere boy in a dress. By the time you are done with this crusade, your Auntie Vita and your Auntie Noxie will give you the outrageous outlook and indomitable spirit it will take to make you a full-fledged drag queen. Now, we wouldn't have taken you with us if you didn't show a certain potential towards the romantic. So now, turn on those Charles Jourdain knockoff heels and get back in this car.
Chi-Chi turns and looks at Vita and Noxima.
So I show potential.
You show potential.
How much potential?
You got to have a certain elan to pull off storming out of a speeding car.
So maybe I'm not just a boy in a dress.
Vita and Noxima look at one another. They know a negotiation when they hear one.
All right, you are a drag princess.
I could live with that.
Chi-Chi jumps back in the car. They are off on the highway.
Princess, nice ring, no?
But let me tell you, you have much more to learn if you want to be a queen, my dear.
Yeah, how much?
There are steps to becoming a queen.
How many?
Noxima looks caught.
There are four steps to becoming a drag queen.
So what are they?
Vita and Noxima look at one another, then
Patience, ma chérie. You'll know when you've done them. Noxima, Duchess of Protocol, will inform you. If we told what they were right now, you just go and do them all in one afternoon. Quel ennui.
Don't worry, sugar. We gonna make you a big old queen
Are you a queen?
by divine right.
Is Vita?
Are you mad?
I should say not.
I shudder at the thought.
I'm not a queen.
a pause. Vita turns the big steering wheel and makes a difficult curve.
She's
an empress.
Exterior highway, various day. Another musical break. Quick shots to each downbeat. There's Vita and Noxima in the front, Chi-Chi in the back. Then Vita and Chi-Chi in the front, Noxima in the back. Then Vita, Chi-Chi, and Noxima in the front. And then Vita in the front, Noxima and Chi-Chi in the back. And then Bear's driving car. How can this be? Then Noxima in the front, Vita and Chi-Chi in the back. Vita is netting, Chi-Chi is holding the yard. Then the car is empty, parked in front of a clothing store. Chi-Chi, carrying a shopping bag full of clothing, is followed by Vita and Noxima. As they get in the car, Chi-Chi pulls out a pair of clear plastic high-heeled shoes. Another quick shot, Chi-Chi in front driving swervingly, Vita and Noxima in the backseat terrified. Exterior gas station day. As the music continues, the ladies pull into a gas station, get out of the car, and make haste to the ladies' room. They look a little tired, the Cadillac very dirty. Interior gas station, ladies' room, day. Along the mirror, we see Chi-Chi reapplying her lipstick, Noxima sloppily applying Vaseline to her elbows, and Vita shaving her face. Chi-Chi is about to put on odious shade of eye makeup. In the mirror, she seeks Noxima and Vita, looking in horror. Vita hands a gentler shade of makeup to Noxima, who in turn hands it to Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi puts it on. I'll go back to the business at hand. Exterior gas station day. The music becomes the disco vamp to car wash. Ladies' room door opens and Chi-Chi walks out in a brand new outfit. As the door closes, we see the International Woman sign. Again, the door swings open. Miss Noxima, also in a new outfit, walks out of the loop. As the door closes, we again see the sign for women. The door closes, and here's our Vita, a swirl of dotted Swiss. She steps out and leaves in the same direction as Chi-Chi and Noxima. Again, the woman sign and the opening of the door. This time, however, a woman at the gas station walks out. She looks quite frazzled and confused. She looks again at the sign on the door and then in the direction of our three heroines. She goes back into the ladies' room, muttering something to herself. Our three now stand in front of the gas station. From out of the car wash comes our spanking, clean Cadillac. The top comes down. Chi-Chi jumps in the back seat. Vita opens the passenger seat for Noxima to step in and sit down. Chi-Chi watches this. As Vita walks around to the front door to get into the driver's seat, an idea pops in Chi-Chi's head. Chi-Chi jumps out of the car, opens the door for Vita. Vita is touched by the gesture. She nods her thank you. Chi-Chi curtsies, then jumps back into the car a little too boyishly. The car drives off. Exterior, small town street, day. Music dies in a small industrial town. Vita is negotiating a particular treacherous deal.
You know what I hate? When life just befuddles you.
TW, the worst.
Like war and hatred and fear. I mean, I don't get it.
A moment as the car begins to ascend a steep hill.
I myself have not understood Isaac Mishra's line for the last 2 seasons.
Thank you.
Yet somehow I go on.
That needed to be said.
And like strife and disease, I'm so sure, and domestic abuse, that is on top of my out list.
A knocking comes from underneath the hood.
What's that?
And cruelty and...
Another loud knock from underneath the hood. Chi-Chi puts down her tabloid and the three stare at the hood. The car stops, another loud knock and steam.
Me and my bad energy, saying all those bad things, and putting out all that negative energy.
The car begins to drift down the hill.
If we maybe put out some good thoughts, maybe.
Noxima looks behind her. There's now a bus headed up the hill.
We dead.
I don't mean to be new age, but sometimes it's the only thing that works.
We are dead meat.
Everyone thinking lovely, wonderful things, and up we go. Candy, Christmas.
The car and the bus are getting closer. The bus is honking its horn. This is real, actual danger.
In the first car, I want the minister and my relatives. In the second,
love your thoughts, Noxie.
Free gift umbrella with every $10 purchase of Estee Lauder.
The car, inches from slamming into the bus, comes to life. Chi-Chi then shouts,
and complimentary testers of our designer fragrances.
The car peels up the hill. As soon as they're at the top, Vita pulls over to the side of the road and lets the bus loudly pass. All sigh with relief. It's the top of the hill, and from the view, it's the top of the world.
I thought for sure we were goners.
We would have been had it not been for a certain Miss Chi-Chi Rodriguez.
De nada.
Congratulations, Miss Rodriguez. That was step 1 of your 4 steps towards queenliness.
Vita puts the Tom Jones 8-track tape on. It's not unusual.
It was?
Absolutely. Step 1.
Vita begins to hand dance.
Queen, what are you doing?
Hand dancing. We'll do this every time someone is becoming more queenly. It's an ancient ritual I've just invented.
Y'all crazy.
Noxima looks over. Chi-Chi is very busy hand dancing. Noxima bursts into laughter and joins them. Soon all are laughing and hand dancing. Kind of a special moment, really. The car is soon back on the road. Exterior country road, zippy in, night. The music fades, the top is up. The ladies are lit by the constant flash of the oncoming headlights. Chi-Chi is falling asleep on Noxima's shoulder.
I'm tired.
Well, we're all tired, so we're going to have to stop sometime.
I've just sort of been postponing it.
Vita turns off the exit. There's Zippy in.
Zippy in. This place is good. I know this one guy once.
I somehow knew this.
And they let you keep the mints on the pillow even if you don't stay the whole night.
Zippy in. I just don't know. It's so middle America.
Maybe we should just sleep in the car.
No way, Chica. Tonight, I'm sleeping in a bed.
Listen, hun, I just don't know. I mean, a zippy in, that is like all America, okay? We are going to stick out. People are going to be cruel to us. You know, this could turn violent against us. Life can be horrible.
My life is always horrible. Just sometimes I get a warm bed.
Vita pulls into the parking lot of the motel.
I'd rather not.
I think Vita's right.
Too late. Chi-Chi is on her way into the lobby.
Chi!
That child is going to get herself killed.
They run in after her. Interior zippy in. Lobby, night. Chi-Chi breezes in. Vita and Noxima are quickly behind.
Chi-Chi, let's get back in the...
This is unsafe.
The motel manager walks towards them.
Here comes trouble.
We watch the scene from the back of the three girls' head, the stern motel manager walking closer and closer. We hear their voices.
Chi-Chi, we are turning around right now and avoiding.
Listen, we're gonna have
Chi-Chi, get.
The car, little girl.
Too late. The manager stands before them.
Chi-Chi,
we're staying in this zippy motel.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Bums rush.
I should have met you outside.
It's okay. We're so tired. We just came in.
uh-oh.
Welcome.
Welcome.
We've been waiting for you. That's wine and cheese for you in the ladies' parlor. You'll meet many of your friends inside.
He is gone. The ladies make their way to the main room and see many over 6 foot or taller women. Suddenly, they see a sign by the door. Welcome, Ladies Basketball League. Before they can fully laugh at the situation, they are swarmed by the basketball ladies in the other room. Whoosh! Interior basketball court day. Noxima is playing basketball with the ladies. She's quite good. As she makes a basket, whoosh! Becomes interior zippy in. Pool day. Splash! One of the basketball ladies jumps in the pool. Vita, Noxima, and Chi-Chi lounge beside the pool, sipping cocktails and having Cobb salads.
Oh, Chi-Chi, you are...
Absolutely. Step 2, big time.
halfway towards utter fabulousness.
Step 2 in being queen, ignore adversity.
They all laugh. Chi-Chi shovels down some salad in a sort of eat it all before it gets taken away style. Vita takes a bit of her salad in the continental style. Chi-Chi stops and imitates the continental manner.
You go, girl.
A wave of Noxima's hand becomes exterior highway day. A wave of Noxima's hand. Tom Jones singing Help Yourself is all that can be heard. It's a new day and our ladies are hand dancing in celebration. They've gotten quite good at it too. They quickly pass a group of cheerleaders standing by the road with tin cups for a fun drive. The teenagers can't help but join in. They then pass a group of soldiers in a truck. The young recruits smile, put down the rifles for a minute, and hand dance back. Exterior railroad crossing day. The music continues. Our ladies come to a railroad crossing. The gate goes down. The girls continue their hand dance. A commuter train goes by, filled with commuters. The first several windows are filled with businessmen, ignorance, their faces buried in newspapers. Soon windows pass with men in suits, intrigued with the threesome. Unless the windows go by with the businessmen who are laughing, and perhaps doing a little hand dance back. Exterior, country road, evening. As the music fades, Vita drives the Cadillac into a Maxfield Parish sunset. Interior, exterior, deserted road, night. It's still dark now, and there's nothing for miles. The top is still up, and our ladies are all in the front seat and quite weary.
Where are we?
Last person I saw along the side of the road didn't have but 2 teeth in his head. So my guess is West Virginia.
When do we get to the next motel?
As soon as we find, we will check in, okay?
Pause.
I just hope we find one.
In the rearview mirror, she sees a patrol car with its flashing red lights on. There's a quick shot of its siren.
What in gay hell?
The officer in the car indicates that they should pull over.
I think he wants you to pull over.
This could prove problematic.
How so?
The first name on my driver's license is Eugene.
Oh, I do hope the blessings from Our Lady of the Arco station have not worn off.
Exterior, deserted road, side of the road, night. Vita pulls over to the side of the road. The squad car immediately follows them. Sheriff Dollard steps out. He is the quintessential Southern small-town sheriff. From his khaki uniform and black boots to his gut and aviator frame sunglasses to being a fucking asshole. The gravel crunches under his boots as he saunters to the car.
Can I see your license?
Oink,
oink.
An evening, officer. What seems to be the problem?
Y'all got a tail light out. Can I see your license? Oink, oink.
A tail light out? Why, that appears to be the very least of our problems.
Well, what have we got in here?
He looks into the car. Maxima and Chi-Chi wave demurely.
I wonder if you could help. We three young career girls are driving in New York City and are quite lost.
Lost, huh? Where do you think we are?
Ollie, I don't.
West Virginia?
West Virginia? Hell, you a long way from West Virginia. You look like three young girls lost and nobody knows where they are.
As we say, we are three young career girls from New York.
He peers into the car again. This time, he flashes his flashlight on. His face becomes a lecherous, greasy smirk as befits a fucking asshole.
Career girls, huh? Looks to me like a white girl traveling with two words that are not going to enter my mouth and not starting now.
Oh, Dios mío.
I was wondering if you could give us directions to a moderately priced hotel, priced motel, and
We don't go for that in these parts. White girls riding around with.
Sheriff Dullard.
That's Dollard.
Sorry,
My name's Dollard. Oh,
but your name tag says.
it's a misprint.
You see the name tag. Sure enough, it does say Dullard.
Sheriff Dollard, we three young.
You're pretty.
Why, thank you. Young career girls from.
Get out of the car. The other two stay inside.
From New York City.
Get out of the car.
Vita steps out of the car. She is fully 1 foot taller than the sheriff.
Christ, you're tall.
Sheriff Dullard, I have my license here, and
You played basketball in high school?
a little bit. The basketball play.
Where's your license at?
Vita puts the license behind her back.
Oh,
Officer, why do we have to resort to such?
I'm over to my car.
He escorts, somewhat brusquely, Ms. Vita to a squad car. Interior Cadillac, deserted road, night. Alone in the car, Maxima and Chi-Chi hold one another.
I think maybe he's prejudiced.
I'll bet you were the brightest in your class, weren't you?
Exterior squad car, deserted road, night. At the squad car, Sheriff Dollard turns off his headlights and closes the door. Only the red lights flash.
There's something I should explain about my license. The name.
Come here.
What?
He pulls her to him. She struggles.
Come here.
Oh God,
His hands are all over her. She tries to pull away.
Oh, this is getting a little out of hand.
Why don't you give me a little.
We'll just cool down a little.
Give me a kiss.
He rips her dress.
Please, now, stop.
Come give your daddy some sugar.
He undoes his pants.
This is no.
You want it. What you call career girls? Y'all want it. You know what you career girls want?
Careers?
Dollard runs his fingers through her hair.
Sheriff, no.
His hands are on her naked back. She puts her hands around his neck.
What are you saying?
I'm saying no. And when a woman says no, it means.
He puts his hand between Vita's legs. Vita drops her voice about 3 octaves.
Get your hands off my surprise nutcake, buddy.
Dollard gasps and stumbles back. His face is purple and sweaty. He cannot breathe. In the flashing red light, we watch him pass out on the gravel. Vita takes a moment to compose her mood and outfit. She then says, with all the grace of a first lady,
Sheriff Dullard.
no response.
Sheriff Dullard?
Still no response. She walks over to him and gently kicks his body with her high-heeled foot.
Sheriff Dullard?
A look crosses her face. Did she just kill a cop?
Oh no, I'm so broken up over this.
Ashanda for the Goyim! Not really. Interior Cadillac, deserted road, nights. Back in the car, Noxima opens the door.
Oh, I don't go for this, not one bit.
Exterior, deserted road, night. She is out of the car. Chi-Chi soon follows. Vita quickly runs towards them.
Don't go over there.
What's going on?
I think he's dead.
What's up?
I think I've killed him.
Dead? Oh my.
Dad, are you sure?
Vita stops Noxima, who's headed for the body.
Don't.
This is bugging me the most. What makes you say he's dead?
I'm not sure. He just sort of turned purple and fell over. See, he had his hand up my dress and...
This dialogue happens very quickly, almost at once.
Hand up your...
Was he S.A.ing you?
Is he dead?
I don't know.
This is bugging me.
Bugging me is right.
¿Qué pasa ahora?
You sure he's dead?
You want to know so badly, go check.
Chi-Chi walks over to the body.
Let me check. I once knew a guy who died on me.
She checks his heart.
Honey, don't quote me, but I think this one is deceased. Let's get out of here.
What do you think we should do about it?
This looks like the guy that died on me. He's gonna be stinky sooner than you know.
Dead white policeman. Ooh, bad karma. Let's go.
Then he's gonna be stiff like surprise nutcake.
Should we blow?
You could make furniture with this guy.
2 words. Below.
They all stand there, frozen, suddenly.
Let's get out of here.
They get in the car and pull out with a tremendous jerk. From the top, Chi-Chi's secondhand clothing store bag, and out the window falls a clear plastic high-heeled shoe. Rolls onto the gravel. The ladies leave it behind alongside the body of Sheriff Dollard. I'm not going to say poor Sheriff Dollard. Exterior highway night. Immediately afterwards, things feel somewhat eerie. In silence, the 3 just look forward. Exterior highway later. Ladies drive and drive and drive in silence. Exterior highway later still. A crash of thunder announces an oncoming to a storm to our 3. They pull the car over and try to put up the top of the convertible. Exterior highway dawn, barely visible through the windshield, wiping windshield wiper and driving rain, or 3 just stare forward. The top is not up. They each have an umbrella over their head. Exterior highway morning. As the sun comes up, the rain has stopped. The caddy top is still down. Chi-Chi is muttering the Hail Mary in Spanish to herself. Vita and Noxima in the front seat look back at Chi-Chi, who's in the back seat praying. There are a number of statues and a rosary from her purse. Vita and Noxima exchange a look, then...
Dear Princess Chi-Chi, what are you going on about?
Blessed Virgin Mary, she's helped us all today. When Vita was at the moment of despair, the Blessed Mother made the oppressive Sheriff Dullard possibly die. And so I am thanking her.
We should be thankful for that salvation. I myself am thanking the Nubian goddess of life whose name escapes me at this particular juncture.
I think we're all thankful.
So who are you going to thank, Vita?
I don't know entirely whom to thank when miracles happen.
Ida looks at the 8x10 picture of Julie Newmar.
So I'm going to thank Wong Foo. Julie Newmar thanked him. Maybe I will. So will I. I will thank Wong Foo for everything. I will thank Wong Foo for saving me from the evil Sheriff Dullard.
Exterior roadside rest morning. They pull into a roadside rest and park in front of a very grotesque public bathroom. Vita steps out of the car with her makeup kit.
Lord knows I can't thank you two stuck in the car with Major Carpentry.
Maxima and Chi-Chi squeal and yell.
Bitch.
They laugh and run into the ladies' room. We hear Steppenwolf and Born to be Wild. Immediately, the three file out looking refreshed and beautiful. Exterior, super highway day. A long winding ribbon of super highway. The top of the Cadillac is down. Born to be Wild continues. Exterior, McDonald's drive-through day. Ladies are receiving their very large order of food from the window. They drive off. Exterior, another highway day. As the music continues, the girls are eating McDonald's Happy Meals and speeding, eating fast food in the fast lane, and listening to the radio. Born to be Wild, and lip-syncing along, and loving life. The music ends. The car drives a little slower. They seem a little tired.
Where are we?
Oh, I could not say. Vita, would you care to hazard a guess?
Well, now, the possibly late Sheriff Dullard did say we weren't in West Virginia, so that narrows down the possibility to 49 other states.
And I think we can safely rule out Hawaii and Alaska.
That takes it down to 47.
But wait, what if we could be in Canada?
That just will not do. Pumpkins, keep your eyes peeled. If anyone sees Anne Murray, we are but hurling in the other direction.
Used to.
What do you mean, us is too?
Always talking in confusions and riddles. Well, I got something to say to you with no confusion or riddle. I hate this trip.
Crusade.
Crusade my booty.
Such talk.
This is the worst trip I've ever been on. I'm driving around with no map and 2 drag queens, no place to sleep. I had 4 costume changes in 2 days, down to the shoes. And they sitting around playing with my head, making me jump through all kinds of hoops. And I don't even know what the hoops is. We may or may not have killed a cop. This trip could not get worse. There is no way this trip could get worse.
With that, there's a loud pang underneath the hood. A whole lot of smoke. All three look at the car hood with terror.
Complimentary fragrance testers.
Too late, the car just dies.
You know, when you say negative things like that, it only tempts the Nubian goddess of life whose name escapes me at this particular juncture.
Vita glides the car to the side of the road, then looks at the other two, who are stone cold silent and looking forward. Vita looks forward. Finally, Noxima breaks the silence as she says evenly,
Right now, I would be in a comfortable and climate-controlled environment aboard a transcontinental airplane, enjoying my individualized package of peanuts and a complimentary warm towel, if it were not for a certain young Hispanic rent-a-tart.
Noxima.
I am so sick of this good-for-nothing.
Evil.
I wish we never had taken that.
I wish I never came on this.
Forces of darkness are at work in this 67 Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
Shut up.
it shuts them up.
As soon as we get into the next town, I'm getting on a bus and getting back to New York and away from you two stuck-up putas.
After all we've done to include you, you would leave us so quickly?
In a heartbeat.
I can't. That is the final straw. I am hereby stripping you of all princess points.
Vita does an invented hand gesture for such a procedure.
When I think of what Noxie and I decided.
Noxie didn't decide nothing. Noxie got taken in by you.
And we are trying to make others utterly fabulous, trying to show it novice how to look upon each moment as if we are seeing it for the first and last time.
I can't believe I let you talk me out of my surprise nutcake to be stuck in a broken car in the middle of nowhere.
Exterior superhighway, side of the road, day later. We hear Fontella Bass's Rescue Me. Atop the antenna, gaily flapping in the breeze, is a bright white brassiere. Noxima is waving the cars, which are not stopping. Chi-Chi sits in the car, reading a Spanish movie magazine and toying with a chewing gum in her mouth. Vita scowls in the background. Noxima eyes Chi-Chi with nothing short of disdain. Vita then tries hitchhiking, also without success. She occasionally glances at the leisurely Chi-Chi and the skulking Noxima with a look of frustration. After a while, Vita tries lifting up her skirt and showing her leg, just like Claudette and Colbert, and it happened one night, but with different results. A truck loaded with chickens nearly falls off the road, losing a few chickens. Exterior superhighway, side of the road, evening. The sun is setting. Noxima and Vita sit on the truck. Things are still a little bitchy. Asleep in the front seat, Chi-Chi snores. Vita looks at the picture of Julie Newmar.
Oh, dear and oft-thanked Wong Foo, it's not that I ask you for your help. I'm not that presumptuous. But if anything were to happen, I would thank you.
She looks down the road. There is nothing.
Do you want me to ask the Nubian goddess of life whose name escapes me at this particular juncture?
No, I guess we should maybe, I don't know, try to set up this land yacht for sleeping.
Vita stands up, her back to the road.
I guess if we unload the luggage from the back, you could.
Chi-Chi suddenly perks up from her sound sleep.
Maybe it's time for somebody good looking to hitchhike.
Don't knock yourself out.
Chi-Chi goes to the side of the road.
Sleep in the back seat and Chi-Chi in the front, and I don't know.
No sooner does Chi-Chi have her thumb out than a Ford pickup pulls up.
Maybe sleep in the trunk, maybe.
The window of the Ford pickup slides down. We hear a country western song. That lady you're with ain't no lady. A handsome, well-scrubbed Herb Ritz of a country boy, about 18, leans across the seat and out the window. His name is Bobby Ray.
You ladies need help?
Vita, look.
Oh, my stars.
Our car, she died. We were wondering if you could drive us to the nearest gas station.
Or just take one of us. Or send, what do you call?
A truck with a hook.
Truck with a hook.
Next town is Snydersville. I'll give you a ride.
Get inside, Perros. He's going to give us a ride.
The door to the truck opens. Chi-Chi grabs her bag and gets in. Noxima puts on her jacket and steps up to the truck. Vita quickly runs over to the caddy to fetch the 8x10 of Julie Newmar off the dashboard. Noxima says to Vita evenly,
Hurry up, Miss Thing.
Thank you, Wong Foo. Big time.
Exterior, road to Snydersville, evening. Inside Bobby Ray's Ford pickup. Country music is playing. Bobby Ray is driving. Next to him sits Chi-Chi and Nox. She and Bobby Ray are flirting shamelessly. Vita and Noxma are looking rather uneasily at the road ahead.
We ought to be pulling into Snydersville in no time. I live in Snydersville there myself.
How lovely for you.
My name is Bobby Ray. Bobby Ray Higgins.
Hello, I'm Vita.
Vita waves to Bobby Ray.
Noxima Jackson, career girl.
Noxima waves to Bobby Ray.
Chi-Chi Rodriguez.
Chi-Chi and Bobby Ray exchange a look. This is not lost on Noxima and Vita.
So, I do confess, I've never met nobody named the last name of Thing.
My last name isn't Thing. What makes you think my last name is Thing?
When y'all got in the cab, Noxima called you Miss Thang.
Oh, that's just a nickname.
Vita shot Noxima a look. Bobby Ray and Chi-Chi exchange a look of a different variety. Exterior, dirt road, evening. The pickup truck turns from the main road onto a dirt road. We are going to the middle of nowhere. Exterior, Snydersville Town Square, evening. Sad Snydersville. There's probably not much to see, especially in the moonlight. Just a few buildings clumped together in the middle of nowhere. In the center of the dirt road town square, 2 cannons and piles of cannonballs and a statue of a generic doughboy. On one side of the square, a small bar. On the other, there is a 2-story hotel and a service station that have both gone brown with neglect. Above it waves a sign, Virgil's. Bobby Ray's Ford pickup pulls into the square, making dirt clouds.
Well, ladies, welcome to Snydersville.
Exterior, Virgil's, evening. He parks the truck in front of a billboard. The sign of a perfect nuclear family waving states, "Welcome to Snydersville. If you don't have a smile, we'll give you one of ours." Put up in the post-war boom of the 40s and is now decaying and seems to mock the surroundings. Bobby Ray gets out of the truck and goes around to open the door for his lady passengers. Before he is within earshot, Maxima looks out the window and says to her friends,
And you only thought the Dust Bowl was over.
Bobby Ray opens the door. The 3 ladies get out of the truck. His shouting is a little too loud and startles them.
Virgil, Carol Ann.
Bobby Ray walks over and rings a large triangle hanging from a dead tree.
Maybe Virgil and Carolina are with Ellie Mae in the cement pond.
Lights in the upstairs family quarter of the hotel go on. There's the sound of a man yelling and a woman screaming. Something breaks. The window slides open. Carol Ann, a sturdy and noble, if somewhat drawn woman of middle age, sticks her head out.
That you, Bobby Ray?
Most likely is, Carol Ann. We come over to Virgil. Is he in?
Carol Ann turns and says to the inside of the house.
You in?
A grunt comes from inside.
He's in. What do you want?
Big Cadillac over broke down on the side of the road.
Exterior, Snydersville, road outside of town, night. Virgil, in a tow truck, a truck with a hook, drives by a shack pulling the grounded land yacht. An old man steps out of the shack and looks at the truck and car going down the road.
67 Cadillac convertible. Well, I'll be cow kicked.
No one talks like that. Interior, Virgil's hotel room, night. A cold linoleum nothing. Carol Ann enters, the 3 ladies behind her.
Bathroom is here. Got towels. You want anything, just holler. We'll put your luggage in the hall later.
Carol Ann sees that the ladies are disgusted by the room.
Virgil, fix your car tomorrow. Y'all got an overhead light right there.
She turns the light on. The ladies screech and cover their faces.
Ooh, overhead fluorescent lighting. You know the Constitution protects me from cruel and unusual punishment.
Well, you girls all wanted to room in one room, and
Is there any chance we have a room that is possibly inhabitable?
well, this here's the presidential suite.
You see the room again and hear Chi-Chi.
Okay, last time.
She turns the light off.
Y'all got a little tiredness. I'll leave you be. We'll fix your car tomorrow. It's only for one night.
She's out of the room quickly.
I think the last Black person to stay in this motel was Sam Cooke.
Ouch. Interior, Virgil's hotel room later. The ladies are in their pajamas. Chi-Chi, with her blanket pulled up to her nose, is watching the slowly sinking pull cord from the fluorescent light. Maxima scowls as she watches from her window the tow truck and the dead caddy. Vita fluffs up a gray pillow and sighs.
I think tomorrow I'll wear a say-something hat. I think tomorrow is a say-something hat day.
Exterior, Snydersville Town Square, day. The sun rises on the old dirt town of Snydersville. Exterior, deserted road, day. In the early morning light, we see Sheriff Dollard's car. The light is barely flashing, the battery is dead, but unfortunately, perhaps not quite so Sheriff Dollard. A state trooper's squad car pulls up. 2 smartly uniformed state troopers get out of the car and walk over to Sheriff Dollard. They look at the body.
That's him.
Jeez.
The second state trooper kneels down and feels a pulse on Dollar's jugular vein for some reason.
This guy's living.
You think?
Later, they have attached 2 electrodes to his chest. Bolt of electricity in the lifeless body of Dollar begins to shake and convulse. Soon he is hacking. He finds his way to his feet, his pants still at his ankles. I'm no expert, but I don't think that's how defibrillating someone works.
Sheriff Dullard?
Dollard here.
Dollard salutes.
But it says Dullard on your name tag.
It's a misprint.
Sheriff, what happened here?
His eyes look off at the horizon.
I was just attacked.
From the gravel, we see Dollard standing defiantly in the foreground, the clear high-heeled shoe. Exterior of Virgil Service Station Day. The Cadillac is now stationed in front of the service station. A crowd of townspeople is blandly attired and milling about the car in absolute astonishment. Virgil is looking under the hood. From the hotel, where ladies enter with their bold, outrageous attire. They couldn't stick out more if they were wired for electricity. The crowd parts as the 3 walk to their car.
Now, why do I feel like we are the Tournament of Roses parade?
Chi-Chi notices that 2 little girls, Sandra Lee and Donna Lee, are staring at her large hands. She self-consciously covers them. She whispers to the 2.
As soon as we get to a town with a bus, I'm out of here.
As they walk by Bobby Lee, a gawky little girl turns to Bobby Ray.
But girls, they sure is strong and big.
Vita and Noxima exchange a quick panic look.
It's on account of them being from New York City girls.
Vita and Noxima sigh with relief. As Bobby Lee is about to say something, she turns to find Bobby Ray gone to be closer to the visiting ladies. Vita walks right to Virgil.
Vernell,
Virgil.
Virgil, do we have any word in our car?
He closes the hood and wipes the oil off his hands.
Well, I'll tell you. You need a new gasket.
Ooh, that sounds very... How long will it take to fix that?
Well, miss, it takes all of 5 minutes.
Wonderful.
Now wait. We had to send off for that there part. We don't got no Cadillac parts, let alone no old Cadillac parts. And we getting that piece on Monday.
Monday? It's Saturday morning now.
Noxima, wait, let me.
She turns to Virgil.
Monday? It's Saturday morning now. What are we supposed to do till Monday? And what's going to put us back?
Not much, under 100. You just gotta wait.
But we have...
I gotta get to a bus.
Sorry, New York girlies. You gotta wait. And buses don't stop here.
He leaves, presumably to go steal dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. Carol Ann rushes to smooth things over.
Carol Ann.
She follows him into the house. Noxina shouts off.
Sorry about the way the Civil War turned out.
Vita steps away just enough to see Virgil's house. She sees Virgil shove Carol Ann. Vita is aghast. She quickly rejoins the others.
So what are we gonna do now?
Well, evidently we'll have to stay here till Monday and get to know this lovely town and its inhabitants.
From the crowd, a group of thugs steps forward, including Tommy and eyes Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi flirts back. They are truly rough and menacing. Vita says under her breath,
Careful, careful.
Maxima sees that they are looking at her now.
Shit. What are you gawking at?
What are you gonna do about it?
Maxima sees that there are about 6 of them, and they could easily get her good.
Nothing.
She quickly wiggles over to Vita.
Here.
Yes,
For a whole weekend.
yes.
Not gonna happen. This is my idea of hell. I mean, like, who is their art director? Madro?
We'll make the most of it. Watch.
The drab townspeople are all clumped together and glumly staring at our bright ladies. Vita walks over to Clara, a woman just shy of 100 who is clutching a large old scrapbook.
Hello. My name is Vita Bohem of the Manhattan Bohems. My traveling companions and I will be staying in your fair hamlet for the weekend. We were wondering if there were any places of historical interest that we should not miss.
Clara just stares at them, not responding. Eventually, Beatrice, according to the script, an officious townswoman, pulls her back into the crowd.
She can't hear and she don't talk. She's too old.
Vita looks at the townspeople who are staring sternly back. She then looks at the billboard with its promise, "If you don't have a smile, we'll give you one of ours." She looks back at the crowd. Not a smile in the bunch. Beatrice continues.
Of course, it's not like we'd have anything interesting to say compared to the New York City talk you're used to, but we'll try to be accommodating, of course.
Vita turns and says quietly to Vita and Noxima through her frozen smile,
This weekend has nightmare written all over it.
as Beatrice keeps talking on.
I wouldn't ask for anything from the restaurant after 8 because Jimmy Joe will be wanting to go to bed and all, and I close it. I own the
Interior Virgil's hotel room day. Immediately following, Vita, Noxima, and Chi-Chi stride into their room.
Pumpkins, there is no way we are putting up with these lodgings for one more night. We may be in a huff with one another, but let's all suck it up and make this place tolerable. Ready? And Operation Decorator Storm.
Vita begins to open her bags and pulls out yards of bright fabric and glitter. We hear the theme to the television show Wonder Woman. Noxima opens her bag. A Chinese paper lantern is inside. You never know. Chi-Chi joins in. Exterior, Virgil's hotel day. The music continues. Outside in the town square, the people of Snydersville look up at the visitor's window and the bright colors and music and laughter. Has the circus come to town? Chi-Chi runs out of her room and down the outside metal staircase. The town steps back. She grabs some suitcases and bags from the car. Virgil and Carol Ann are watching with suspicion. Bobby Lee is standing next to Bobby Ray. She's in the middle of talking to him, when she obviously walks away to get a closer look at Chi-Chi. Bobby Lee is crestfallen. As Chi-Chi runs back to her room, the town steps back and looks at the window. Interior, Virgil's hotel room, day. With all the fabrics, glitter, and pillows, the room now looks like the inside of Jeannie's bottle. In one corner, the 8x10 photo of Julie Lamar is framed in candles. Our three are draped in outlandish poses of exhaustion. Noxima fans herself with a complimentary fan from a funeral home. Music ends.
Let's get some breakfast.
Chi-Chi reaches down to put on her shoes, the clear plastic high heels, but there's only one.
And intermission. We made it. I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but I am loving this. Like, our three sassy S's. Oh my God, I love it so much. All right, so we're gonna take a short intermission. We're gonna come back at exactly 8:50, and we will continue on. So, see y'all in a bit.
Thank you, 10.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah,
Thank you, Dan.
this is where I want it to be.
She met Will when he came back into town.
All right. Well, everyone's coming back in. Just a little, again, as we're starting the next half, if you haven't already, if you are having fun like I hope you are, please consider donating a little bit to promo. They do super important work. I have a trans person in my life. We're trying to get their birth certificate changed over because Missouri in particular is a tough place to get that done. But they're doing a lot of great work, like finding precedents for people to appeal and get their names changed on their birth certificates, which is extremely important. So, yeah, if you've got a dime or two, toss it over to promo and definitely support a great cause. But once Chi-Chi gets back, we can go ahead and get started on the next part. There she is.
I was just feeding the dogs.
Oh no, you're awesome. Joe, change a thing. You all have been kicking it or killing it, so I'm overjoyed. So, all right.
One might
Without
say
further-
cow kicking it.
Cow kicking it. You know how happy I was that you were the one that got that line. I don't know why. I just thought that was great. Anyway.
I mean, I am from Southern Illinois, so there are people down there that talk like that.
Stephen and I grew up in such a town, so we know. All right. Why don't we go ahead and get started? Let's go, Luke.
Interior, State Police Headquarters Day. To a group of 6 state troopers, Sheriff Dollard has filed his report. From across the table of the conference room, he awaits their response.
Sheriff Dollard, we've read your filed report regarding the assault in the back roads in your jurisdiction. There are a few questions we should ask you before we pursue this case. First off, with regards to the assailant, are we correct in summarizing if we clarify matters by saying you got beat up by 3 girls?
The other state troopers exploded in laughter.
Quiet.
The state troopers are silent.
They were not girls. They were boys. And there were 3 of them. And one of them was black. Oink.
State troopers look at one another and then explode in even larger laughter.
May we see Exhibit A?
With mocking circumstances, the state trooper removes a black cloth from Exhibit A, the single clear plastic high heel shoe.
Exhibit A.
Found at the scene of the crime.
Laughter from the troopers. Dollard grabs the high heel shoe. The troopers laugh even harder.
They were boys, but they was dressed up like girls.
Too much laughter from the state troopers. Sheriff Dollard stands.
You sons of bitches, don't you laugh at me. That's just attacked by perverts, and if you doughheads ain't gonna do nothing about it, I will.
Miss Dollard.
Shut up. When I bring back 3 corpses, you look up their dresses, you tell me if they've got something they shouldn't got.
Exterior Virgil's hotel front porch day. Our 3 stranded travelers are sitting on the old wicker furniture on the porch of the hotel. Leaning against the pillar, Beatrice, the unofficial archivist of the town, is continuing to dish the dirt on everyone as they pass. Spill the tea.
Of course, her mama died a horrible death, just laying there nearly coughing up a lung.
Kathina Lynn walks by.
And over there, Kathina Lynn, she and her husband ain't had sex for nearly 7 years. How that happened, I cannot tell you, but there it is. Never stuck my nose in other people's business, like, for example, Carol Ann, who you're staying with. Why she chooses to put up with that Virgil. He beats.
Hush.
Suit yourself.
We can tell from her expression that Vita is still thinking of Carol Ann. She sneaks into the house. Loretta, according to the script, walks by. Beatrice shouts off to her.
Hello, Loretta.
Hello!
Soon as Loretta's out of earshot, Beatrice turns to the others.
Alcoholic. Low self-esteem. Her daddy used to call her baby ugly. took to the bottle as soon as she could swallow. And also a message you got the youngest of the Bud family who runs the clothing store.
Across the street and through the store window, there's a scene of bland Billy Budd, the sailor, just glumly sitting on a stool.
Got a sad little stutter that would bring a tear to your eye.
Clara shovels by, clutching a large scrapbook. Noxima looks heavenward.
Then there's Clara. There's a piece of work.
Unseen by Clara, a small envelope falls out of her large scrapbook.
You can tell anything to her. She won't hear it or say nothing. No medical reason. Ever since her husband lost the movie theater business and he run off with that lady film distributor, we just say he unalived himself.
Noxima gets up from the curb and walks over to the dropped envelope. Noxima picks it up and reads the address.
Mr. Robert Mitchum, Hollywood, California.
Of course, you gotta say stuff like that to be polite.
Noxima sees that Clara has headed down the street, away from the town and towards a dilapidated house. She calls off to Clara.
Miss Thang, you dropped this.
Beatrice is still going on, but now to an audience of one, Chi-Chi.
Now, Jimmy Joe over there runs the restaurant for me.
Across the street, Jimmy Joe is opening the restaurant.
He's the nicest man you'd ever hope to meet. He's charming and smart and...
Exterior, Snydersville, just outside of town, day. Noxima is now away from the square and more towards a collapsing house. She is still following Clara.
Thing? Oldest possible thing?
Interior, Virgil's kitchen, day. Carol Ann is at the sink. Vita walks in quickly.
Carol Ann, darling, I think we're going to need more towels. We've already gone through the first 14 and, well, you know, girl stuff.
Vita sees that Carol Ann is crying.
Hun, oh, hun, Carol Ann, hun, why are you crying?
Immediately self-conscious, Carol Ann wipes her face.
No, not. I was just chopping onions.
TVW, the very worst. But it's the only ingredient for making hobo stew. Am I right?
You're a real what they call observant.
And a quick household hit. May I?
Before Carol Ann can say anything, Vita pulls out a pair of sunglasses.
Ray-Ban Wayfarers. Put those on and all but shields the eye from those pesky fumes. Now all you.
She leans over to put the glasses on and notices a large bruise on Carol Ann's face.
Oh, hun, what?
Nothing. It's...
Vita touches Carol Ann's face. Carol Ann recoils.
Quite a shiner here.
just these boxes that fell on me.
Put a stake on that thing.
From the top of the closet.
Quick rule, never store anything larger than your head above your head. You can keep glasses if you want.
Nita makes herself at home. She reaches for the spice rack.
May I?
What's that?
Spices. Ever heard of them?
No, we don't.
Just a little dill, and I guarantee.
We don't like.
Nita begins to sprinkle some dill into the stew.
I mean, a little spice.
Carolyn suddenly grabs the spice from Vita's hand and throws it onto the counter.
No, don't.
She quickly scrapes the dill out of the stew with a wooden spoon.
Virgil, he can't stand spices.
I'm sorry, I'm just pushy. Friendly, but pushy.
Virgil don't like it.
Carolyn begins to cry again.
Virgil does like his way, doesn't he?
You're very, what do you call? Observant.
Very. As a matter of fact, I can't help but observe right now there aren't any chopped onions anywhere.
Carolyn hands Vita's sunglasses back.
I think you should let me finish this alone.
Surely.
Vita walks to the door and places her hand on the doorway. She looks back at Carolyn working away at the sink. A quick moment, and Carolyn realizes that someone is staring at her. She looks at Vita.
The box in the closet is a good one. I used to tell people that my father would call me cruel names because it was his sense of humor.
We intercut between zooming in close-ups of Carolyn and Vita's faces. Just like Vita and Julie Newmar's picture. Just like Vita and her mother. Carol Ann breaks this profound feminine connection by looking into the sink and saying,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think
You'll find more towels in the closet at the end of the hallway.
As Vita leaves, she notices her own arm is exposing a rather healthy masculine bicep. Across it is a tattoo, Eugene. She quickly covers her arm with a bit of her gossamer sleeve and departs. Carol Ann looks out the window. There, across the street, on the curb, she sees Clara sitting on a broken bench in front of her house. Noxima sits down next to her.
I think you dropped this.
Exterior, Clara's house, day. Noxima sitting with Clara.
Did you drop this envelope?
Clara doesn't answer, but grabs the envelope.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Clara begins to open her scrapbook to return the envelope, but notices that Noxima is looking and stops.
Is she gonna open the book? Is she gonna?
Clara opens the book a little.
And
Clara opens the book some more.
mm,
Clara opens the book all the way.
she opened.
Interior, Virgil's house foyer, day. Chi-Chi is about to open the door and step outside when she pulls down the front of her dress to show more cleavage. Vita walks by with her towels and says quietly, without making eye contact or breaking stride,
watch the décolletage, Missy. This town ever gets to see all your charm, will be swinging in the breeze from a nearby tree.
Eep. Vita's gone. Chi-Chi pulls her cleavage up and scowls in Vita's direction. Exterior, Snydersville Town Square, day. The door slams as Chi-Chi sachets out for a stroll past Bobby Lee, who is sweeping. She walks by a bar. 3 men, Jilly Joe, Little Ernest, and Virgil, openly gawk at her. Kathina Lynn walks out of the bar and sees the women. She attempts to sashay by her husband, Little Ernest. He's still looking off at Chi-Chi. As Chi-Chi walks on, she receives a wolf whistle from a rude teen bully, Tommy. She looks back and flirts. He starts to follow her. She strolls out of town. Back on the hotel porch, Bobby Ray walks up and says to Bobby Lee,
You seen Miss Chi-Chi?
Bobby Lee points in the direction that Chi-Chi was strolling. She is gone. Bobby Ray gets into his pickup. Exterior, outside of Snydersville, 2 silos, day. On the outside of town, Chi-Chi is still doing her little T-strut and looking behind to see the lascivious Tommy following. As she goes around the silo, she's not looking for it, and she nearly bumps into someone who's been waiting for her. Another rude boy, but not the Jamaican kind. She looks back at Tommy, who is now here. The boys have one thing on their mind. She's well aware of what it is. As she gives a terrified half smile and is about to slide off to the slide, there's a third rude boy, but not the Jamaican kind.
So I'm thinking maybe
Another boy! She's trapped and frightened. Suddenly on the scene is Bobby Ray in his pickup. The rude boys move away in fear they will be hit. Bobby Ray stops the truck, swings open the door, and extends a valiant hand. Chi-Chi takes the hand and steps into the cab of the truck and closes the door behind her. The truck pulls off. Chi-Chi says to the rude boys from the open window,
we'll do lunch.
Interior, Bobby Ray's truck, day. Chi-Chi looks over to Bobby Ray. He smiles. It melts dear Chi-Chi's heart.
How do you do, Miss Chi-Chi?
You are Bobby Lee.
Bobby Ray. Bobby Lee is a girl.
Your girlfriend?
Oh no, don't got one of those.
Chi-Chi slides across the seat to Bobby Ray and tucks down her cleavage.
Oops.
Exterior, an alley, day. Behind the abandoned building, Vita's going through some garbage. Bobby Lee turns the corner from the other direction, but stops at the sight of Vita, all glamorous, half in the piles of trash. Bobby Lee hides around the corner, but keeps spying. Vita finds what she's been looking for, a small gathering of wildflowers. She picks the flowers.
Don't think I can't see you, Miss Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee sheepishly steps out from behind the corner.
Never seen a beautiful lady come out of the garbage before.
You're not traveling in the right circles. You're Virgil and Carol Ann's eldest, Bobby Lee, right?
Yeah, how'd you?
I was the eldest in my family, too. Here, look.
She shows the flowers to Bobby Lee.
Oh.
I've picked these for your mother. They only grow in the darkness and the dank, but sweetness, how they blossom.
You know lots. You sure are something.
They stroll arm in arm down the alley in the opposite direction of the hotel.
I'm sure you are something too.
I would say you're the most something lady I ever met. All on account of Bobby Ray told me what you really is.
Vida suddenly seems a little nervous.
He did?
Yeah, a career girl.
Vida is very much relieved. They are now out of the alley and onto the streets, the opposite end of the empty store and hotel.
Guess it's so sophisticated, you three driving across America. Kind of like Thelma and Louise.
More like Tina Louise.
I can never be like you three girls. Girls like you, girls is just born.
My dear, if you knew the work. Why, if you saw pictures of me from high school, I guarantee it would curl your hair.
Exterior, Snydersville, Town Square, day. As Vida and Bobby Lee walk off, we stay with Noxema and Clara, who are now in front of the Doughboy statue. Noxema and Vida wave to one another. Noxema chats away as if her friend were hanging on to her every word. Clara, alas, is not. She just stares off into space.
Next thing you know, Vita's got us taking Chi-Chi with us to Hollywood. Yes, Hollywood. I know the people there must be horribly cheap, but as fate, or as I prefer to think, the Nubian goddess of life would have it, this crusade just dovetails into my scheme. See, Miss Vita thinks I'm too realistic and I don't got a dream, but instead of a dream, I got this scheme. May I share? I mean, don't tell nobody.
There is, of course, no response.
I knew instinctively that I could trust you, knowing that you're not a big talker. This is something I ain't told nobody, not even Vita. I have this scheme that while in Hollywood, I will be approached by an eminent producer at the Ivy, no doubt, to star in a lush film version of the life of Miss Dorothy Dandridge. Oh my, yes. A noble and beautiful black dress who never portrayed domestic help or was crippled by the white Hollywood machine and died penniless. Why not portray Lena Horne, you ask? Yes, the resemblance is uncanny, but too easy. Everyone loves Lena Horne, but who loves, let alone remembers, Oscar nominee Miss Dorothy Dandridge?
She looks at Clara, who's not broken her gaze.
My point exactly. This, of course, will be an all Black major studio release. I'm hoping to have Mr. Spike Lee as my director, and two-time Pulitzer Prize winner August Wilson will, I don't know what that word is. The screenplay and Mr. Sidney Poitier will portray Sidney Poitier, and only Black journalists will be given interviews.
Claire just keeps staring. Exterior, highway, day. A quick few scenes. With the sound of Dr. Buzzard's Cherchez la Femme. Sheriff Dollard is searching for some drag queens. You see he has an artist rendering of Vita, a clear plastic high-heeled shoe, and a checklist. Places for homos. Exterior antique store day. Music continues. Dollard shows a rough artist rendering of Vita to a dealer. He shakes his head no. Dollard checks off his checklist. Exterior small town ballet school day. Dollard stands outside the class showing the drawing to 10-year-old boys and girls. None of the girls have seen it. Interior flower shop day. Quickly, we see Dollard surrounded by flowers, showing the drawing to a florist. No recognition. Interior video store day. Dollard is in the classics section of the store. He sees a man about to rent Rebecca. Shows the photo, no recognition. Exterior McDonald's day. Still to the music. Sheriff Dollard is at a booth on a break having coffee. McDonald's employee walks by and recognizes the sketch of Vita. As the employee talks on, the sheriff points here, incredulously. The employee nods his head yes. The sheriff eyes the joint homophobically. The music is gone. Exterior, Snydersville, Town Square, movie theater day. Movie theater is deserted. Its name, the Clara. They are seated under the marquee on a park bench for Noxema and Clara.
It's then that I, as Miss Dandridge, stroll on the set of Lady from Louisiana. Also, in 41, she made Serenade Sun Valley. After that, of course, was Bahamian Passage, gorgeous performance, and hit Parade of 43. No, drums of the Congo, then hit Parade of 43. Then between that and Carmen Jones, she did the something road.
The Bright Road.
Thanks. Then Carmen Jones and Island in the Sun. Her co-star in Carmen Jones was, of course, the remarkable Miss Pearl Bailey, whose birthday I feel should be celebrated with a full baking holiday. And excuse me, did you?
Clara just stares. Noxema keeps an eye on her.
I swear you just. I'm sorry, Miss. Anyway, after Island in the Sun was Dex Ran Red and Porgy and Bess and
Tamango.
Tamango and
Malaga.
when did you start talking?
You want to try Lena Horne?
Oh, girl. Lena Horne.
Feature debut, 1942.
Panama
Hattie.
Exterior Snydersville Town Square Day. Across the way, Vita and Bobby Lee are hanging up laundry. Katina Lynn, Loretta, and Beatrice eye Vita's colorful clothing with envy. Vita's basket is soon empty except for a girdle with built-in hips. Bobby Lee stares at the other things. Vita says with forced brightness,
Slim hips. Blame Mama.
Vita hides the girl. Exterior, abandoned railroad tracks day. The truck is parked in the background. Chi-Chi and Bobby Ray are strolling along the abandoned railway ties. This causes them to change heights alternatively.
That was so brave. What happened there? You were a regular
Aw, now.
knight shining whatever.
Quit it.
No, really.
You're having fun with me.
No, never. I would never do that to you. When I think of all those old guys who were so old and bad to me and being flashy with their money, when all they ever wanted was someone like
Chi-Chi suddenly sees something.
I.
She runs ahead, Bobby Ray at her side. We see what has captured Chi-Chi's attention. An old billboard of a beautiful woman sipping soda. The sign claims, "Love that Coke." But someone has crossed out Coke and scratched in Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi looks to him, a half smile from him. Of course he did it. Chi-Chi looks away. She begins to cry.
Miss Chi-Chi, don't cry. If I was your boyfriend, Miss Chi-Chi, you would never cry except for happiness.
Chi-Chi looks up at him. He is so handsome and sweet.
You said a mouthful there, boy.
Sorry about that, speaker disconnected there.
Oh, you're good.
Interior restaurant day. Beatrice is in full flood as the other townswomen, Kathina Lynn, Loretta, and Myrna, are making bland decorations and posters with no enthusiasm. Jimmy Joe, the bartender, is behind the bar. In the corner sits little Ernest and some other men, drinking and skulking.
Then when we got the posters all done up like before, we can send Jimmy Joe on over and pick up the card tables like before. Of course, nobody will even know how much work we done like before.
True enough. Sorry, I can't tell the purples apart.
Vita and Noxema enter with Bobby Lee and Clara.
Jimmy J.
Joe.
Joe J.
Jimmy Joe.
Jimmy Joe. 3 lady cocktails, and for the underage Bobby Lee, a Shirley Temple.
Noxema sees Jimmy Joe and Beatrice just miss one another's gaze. She whispers to Bobby Lee.
A little romance happening there, perhaps?
Oh my, no.
Noxema smiles as Vita turns to Beatrice.
So, Beatrice, what are we working on?
Well, we is working with everybody else on decorations for the strawberry social.
Strawberry social?
Biggest thing in these here parts. Happens once a year. We're doing it tomorrow. We all make strawberry pies, see? Then we take them to the center of town. Then we eat the strawberry pies. And then we go home.
In fête champêtre. And here we are doing all our volunteer work. No, something had just popped into my little head. You know what we'll have today? You'll think me mad. We'll have a day with the girls.
Oh, what?
A day with the girls. Ooh, just like in Judith Krantz novel. How do? I'm Myrna. I run a local beauty shop.
Vita and Noxema grab one another's arms and silent scream for joy.
What's a day with the...
I always dreamed about having a day with the girls like a New York high society.
What on earth?
A day with the girls, Kathina Lynn. You do whatever work, then you get your hair done, pick out a new outfit, then go talk in a cafe.
Ooh!
Kathina Lynn, don't you ever read Liz Smith?
Let's go to now volunteer work. The posters need to be made.
Seductive.
We can't do this. Someone has to drive me to Greenville.
Jimmy Joe.
What do strawberries say to anyone here?
Strawberries are red.
Wild strawberries.
Red and wild. That's our theme.
No, 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 not like this.
Interior Jimmy Joe's pickup day. Did Beatrice just make the unspeakable mistake of using the word no 3 times in a sentence in front of Noxema and Vita? As a funk beat kicks in, we see Jimmy Joe and Beatrice headed towards Greenville in an old truck. They both look like they don't know what hit them. Exterior Snydersville, Town Square, Main Street day. The funk pounds on. The ladies and townswomen exit the restaurant and are seen by Virgil, who takes a break to eat a sandwich and see of broken cars next to the garage. And from the second story window, Carol Ann. We watch the day with the girls bop into the volunteer work section. Posters, outrageous color plastered all over the town, each proclaiming red and wild. From the music, we hear red and wild over and over again. As Vita and Noxema and their new lady friends turn a corner with the posters in tow, Tommy and several other rude boys, but not the Jamaican kind, are by a street lamp, hooting and catcalling.
Ignore them.
Ladies all do their best to ignore them. Across the street is the local beauty parlor, the hair. That's cute. Interior beauty parlor day. By now the music is out of control. We hear the heavily sampled phrase, "Day with the girls." The ladies are inside the salon oiling and cooing over different hair photos. While no one is looking, Vita takes a magic marker to a picture of our latest fashion, a simple blunt cut. She colors in a more outrageous and stylish haircut. Vita and Noxema, with the help of Myrna, begin to transform the ladies one by one. With each spin of the chair, another woman smiles with tears in her eyes. Bobby Lee looks on enviously. Everyone is done but her. Soon it was inevitable, a little makeup is being implied. Exterior, Snydersville, Town Square, beauty parlor, day. Everything drops out of our wild music but the heavy backpack, which is beginning to sound ominous. Just outside the beauty parlor, the ladies all walk onto the street new with large hair. Loretta runs back to the bar. The others walk towards the clothing store across the street from the furniture store. Tommy and his band of rude boys, but not the Jamaican kind, have moved on front to mock them. The music stops. The boys start their catcalling. The ladies all try to get by.
I swear, it's like living in a Tex Avery cartoon.
This is the last straw. Noxema stops and walks over to the group of boys.
What is all this noise?
Hey, Foxy Mama, you sure look fine. I know what you need.
Yes, Mace. I hardly think you're the man to give it to me. Here it is, a faultless Saturday afternoon, and you ain't got nothing to do but be sitting on a seat acting the fool.
I know what you need. You
just don't get it. I demand an apology, and I think you should apologize to my friends here.
I ain't apologizing to those ladies, not no how.
The expression on Tommy's face changes and he lets out a soprano yelp. We suddenly realize Noxema has got him right where it counts.
Now, Over there are my friends, Vita and Clara. Why don't we go apologize to them?
Maxima walks briskly over to the other ladies. In her left hand, she pulls Tommy over.
Now, what's your name?
Tommy.
Tommy. This is Vita and Clara and Kathina Lynn and Myrna, like an Oscar Madison secretary, and Loretta and little Bobby Lee.
Tommy lets out another soprano yelp.
Help.
Tommy has something he'd like to say.
I'm sorry.
How sorry?
So very sorry.
Now, Tommy, when you address a group of ladies, you say, "Good afternoon, ladies." Can you say that?
Good afternoon, ladies.
Unless, of course, it's the evening, and then you say, what?
Good evening, ladies.
Good. Now, that's what I want to hear from now on. And comb your hair and press the shirt the next time you set foot out the door. It's an affront to the delicacy of my nature.
Maxima lets go of Tommy. Lets out a groan, this time baritone. Maxima turns to the others.
Y'all just got to know how to talk to people.
Tommy faints. Interior, Jimmy Joe's pickup days. The beat continues. Wild musical elements are making their way back onto the soundtrack. In the truck, Jimmy Joe and Beatrice hit a big puddle. Beatrice flies from her into the seat right next to Jimmy Joe. They're both terrified, and simultaneously, without looking at one another, they smile. Interior clothing store day. The girls are in the clothing store.
But
Surely there is something here that would have a little splash.
Maxima holds up a brown dress.
This is what nuns wear when they're off duty.
we just have what's on the floor.
Well, it's certainly a tight palace.
Maxima pulls back the curtain to the back room. She and Vita are back in no time.
No, that's not open.
Billy follows them into the back room.
Be placid.
The other ladies now edge their way into the back room. They spy a box which is written on the side, Clothing 1967.
Fetch that down. Post haste.
Maxima and Vita get the box down.
That's just stuff my grandma brought when she opened. It never sold, and she never sent it back. We were going to give it to good.
The ladies open the box and screech for joy.
Good.
It is to only die.
They begin to pull clothing out of the box. The clothing is awash with paisley and mod colors. The townswoman ooh and ah with each new outfit from the box.
Good.
Clara, you're gonna look like Emma Peel.
Provocative.
I'm trying this on. Fringe, oh, I'm gonna black out.
Goodwill.
Maxima pulls out a paisley pantsuit and points to Billy Budd.
You, what's your name?
Billy Budd.
Flawless.
Billy Budd, we got a unisex paisley pantsuit for you.
No.
Clothes from 1967. There's going to be a summer of love on our bodies.
Interior, Jimmy Joe's pickup day. The music back up, full and going crazy. Jimmy Joe and Beatrice are rocking to the music on the radio and laughing. Exterior, Snydersville, Town Square, clothing store day. The funk now incorporates the musical break from Diana Ross's Love Hangover. Now the clothing store comes Myrna, strutting as if she were on a fashion runway. With a new hair and outfit and a makeup pen or two from Vita, she is a sight to behold. The rude boys, not the Jamaican kind, and the newly revived Tommy stare in disbelief. Exterior, Vaudrill's day. Upstairs in the hotel, Carol Ann looks down from her kitchen. Across the square, Virgil looks up from the engine of a car. Myrna walks by Virgil, who is up to his elbows in broken car. He throws a not-so-subtle pass at her. She haughtily dismisses his look as she moves on. Virgil is furious. Carol Ann looks sad. Exterior, Snydersville Town Square clothing store day. Now Clara exits from the store. She's also been made over and walks as if she were on a catwalk. The rude boys, not the Jamaican kind, look at the two women.
Good afternoon, ladies.
Exterior, Virgil's day. Across the square, Carol Ann laughs and applauds for joy. Down below, Virgil hears this. He throws down a greasy rag and strides back into the hotel to steal dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. Exterior, Snydersville Town Square, clothing store day. Real long hangover music now. If you don't feel this beat, you're dead. Clara and Myrna have turned the corner into their runway. Kathina Lynn steps up from the store with her new hair, clothing, and makeup. She is breathtaking. Her husband, little Ernest, is stunned. Kathina Lynn is being pretty assertive herself. She struts over in front of her fake husband and vamps him. Back at the store, Clara and Myrna check their reflection in the window. Inside the window, we see Bobby Lee replacing a new mod mirror. Vita and Noxima are handing a book to Billy Budd, the sailor. Interior clothing store day. Music dies down a little.
The DV, the autobiography of Dana Vreeland, and I should read this?
Hun, you should commit sections to memory.
Music comes back in full force. Loretta slinks by, as groovy gets.
Ooh, check yourself, Loretta. Check yourself.
A day with the girls, my plate is full.
Follow Loretta outside and into the street. Resplendent and crisp apple green. Interior Virgil's day. By her sink, Carol Ann is clapping along with the music and looking down at the folks below from her window. Exterior Snydersville Town Square clothing store day. Vita joyfully throws her arms heavenward as she and Noxina exit from the store. They're wearing different outfits from the conversation with Billy Budd, and they've definitely saved the most outrageous ensembles for themselves. A few supermodel poses. They link arms with the other ladies and are also greeted with,
Good afternoon, ladies.
Noxima beams with pride and bows a nod of recognition. Bobby Lee skips out of the clothing store. She's wearing irregular clothing and is following the ladies. Jimmy Joe's Ford pickup pulls into town. Stops and Beatrice gets out of the cab. She's fairly shaking with excitement. She sees the other girls who have a momentary worry. She will disapprove.
Oh, you ladies look so nice. How am I? You want to see Red and Wild? I'll show you Red and Wild.
A delighted woo from the ladies. Beatrice runs towards her house, then instinctively turns back and gives a quick kiss on the cheek to Jimmy Joe. The ladies all hoot with shocked approval. Loretta stops forward.
Go, Beatrice. Go, Beatrice.
Jimmy Joe is embarrassed. Loretta sees this and points to him.
Womp. There it is.
Whoa, there it is.
Jimmy Joe runs off, another victim of the 90s. The ladies scream with delight and now seriously strut down the streets.
Oh, Noxima, we've been so testy with each other lately. All we needed was a day with the girls.
My one wish for the world?
Pray tell.
Send the UN on a day with the girls.
Thank you.
Next.
Let's talk in a cafe.
The ladies all strut towards the restaurant. Interior Virgil's kitchen day. We see the strutting ladies from the kitchen window. Carol Ann is clapping along. Virgil walks in and stands menacingly in the doorway. Carol Ann turns and gasps in fear. Virgil walks over to the stove.
Acting all proud of yourself like one of them New York girlies. You got time to play?
Before Carol Ann can say anything, Virgil takes the pot of stew and throws it on the ground. As the mess hits the floor, the music suddenly stops.
No.
Virgil is turning to leave when he realizes what she has said.
Don't you say no to me.
He shoves her against the counter. Exterior restaurant day. Vita sees Virgil walk from the hotel back to his garage. He avoids her gaze. Then, with a huff of disgust, he stares her down and goes back to work. Noxzema has moved one of the restaurant tables out into the street. Vita walks over. Bobby Lee and Jimmy Joe follow with 2 chairs. Noxzema sets down the table. Jimmy Joe and Bobby Lee set down the chairs. Noxzema goes back into the restaurant. Vita and Bobby Lee sit down. Jimmy Joe remains standing.
See, now it's not just a restaurant, it's a cafe. Can you say cafe?
Cafe.
I knew that you could. Now you just slap $1 surcharge on every bill out here.
Thank you mightily, Miss Vita.
He exits into the tavern. Throughout the next bit, we will watch the other ladies bring tables and chairs and set them up. Vita talks to Bobby Lee. You see Noxzema leave and head towards Claire's house with 2 cappuccinos.
See, Pumpkin, if you want to be a career girl, it would just be about imagining good things happening and then shazam, making them happen.
Right, try that again without the mute.
My bad. I didn't even realize. What if I want to imagine it's some boy I want to go out with?
Well, you may want to set your sights a little higher.
Well, just to start off, then I'll work on the career girl stuff.
All right. You just think about it. You just think of it as happening. Think. Then voila. There's a boy and you're thinking of already, isn't there?
Well, yeah.
Tell me now.
Bobby Ray, the boy that drove you in, but it would never work out on account of he don't even notice me.
Peachy strolls down the street from the other direction with her flowers.
Imagine, Pumpkin, imagine. Oh, look, here's Chi-Chi. Say hi. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Chi-Chi, wildflowers in hand, walks on to the sidewalk cafe.
I got a secret romance.
I got a secret romance too. My secret romance is real handsome.
Mine too. And sweet.
Mine too. And strong.
Oh, honey, let me tell you, this Chico, he's built like a brick.
Sugar.
Vita incongruously offers a bowl of sugar to the 2 ladies and tweaks Chi-Chi's arm.
Ow!
Chi-Chi, let's go.
Vita gets up and takes Chi-Chi with her.
See how you make things happen, Bobby Lee. Imagine.
Vita gets up and walks towards the hotel, taking Chi-Chi with her. We hear her angrily whisper and can make out the words,
Missy, décolletage,
and
strumpet.
She then turns and waves self-consciously back to Bobby Lee.
Imagine.
Next to Bobby Lee, we see some other ladies at new cafe tables, and Myrna and Kathina Land looking at a very large menu. Jimmy Joe has fashioned a long apron for a tablecloth. He is looking at the check. You're on mute, babe.
God damn it. That's a decaf cappuccino with shaved chocolate and a croissant and blackberry lemon and blackberry concert. And for you, milady.
Interior, Claire's living room day, an overwrought, decaying Victorian dive. Claire is having her cappuccino. Noxzema is sitting by the 50s hi-fi, rifling through a stack of records.
Ooh, Dakota Station, Miss Laverne Baker, Eartha Kitt, That Bad Eartha, the aforementioned Pearl Bailey, A View from Abroad. I have died and gone to Color Girl heaven, which is the only heaven I want to go to, by the way.
Noxzema picks up an album and gasps.
I'm so very sorry. Is this Lena Horne? comma, alive, exclamation point. Ooh, we are putting this on, but so very quickly. And
She sees the plastic flowers on the coffee table.
and putting a gardenia behind one ear.
No,
I'm sorry, no.
I can't. Look, Noxzema, y'all got to learn to face a few facts. You can't go playing music all loud, being so standing out like you know you ain't never going to no Hollywood and make no movie about no Dorothy Danridge.
Noxzema just looks at Clara.
Clara, that was I never told that to nobody, and you stepped on it just now. That was my scheme.
Dream, scheme, whatever you call it, it ain't coming true.
It may come true, it may not. The light thing of it is I am going after it. It's not the dreams coming true that matters. It's the going after it that makes what life is all about. The pursuit of happiness. I learned that in school and everything.
Well, maybe for you.
And what about a certain letter I saw addressed to Mr. Robert Mitchum?
That letter never got sent.
Clara puts the album away.
Clara, we gotta make moments fabulous. Don't you know that? This nail polish is fierce. My mocha eyes are a revelation. The songs I love, the jokes I tell, all got to be spectacular because no sooner is a moment noticed than it is gone, child. And a life ain't something to be avoided. It should be each moment as glorious as Miss Lena Horne singing a song, or as putting a big old gardenia behind your ear.
Noxzema walks out the door. Clara looks at the gardenias and looks as if she might cry. Interior, Virgil's kitchen, day. We're back in the kitchen. Carol Ann is on all fours crying over a broken pot. Stew is all over the floor. Vita walks in.
Do you ever not cry in this room?
I'm just so clumsy. Virgil yelled, called to me, and
She self-consciously covers her rib sleeve.
I dropped this here, and I'm supposed to cook food for all these guests.
She sobs. With an unsettling silence, Vita walks over to the paper towels. She gently wipes away the tears, then says softly,
What's in the pantry?
Nothing at all. Just a can of tuna, a head of lettuce, some eggs, maybe a potato.
She bursts into tears. Vita again wipes the tears away and lifts Carol Ann's chin. She says delicately,
2 words. Salade l'histoire.
We hear the unmistakable sound of Lena Horne singing, That's Why This Lady is a Tramp. Vita and Carol Ann look at one another incredulously. They then look out the window. Claire's house, onto the dilapidated porch, Noxzema has moved the hi-fi. Interior, Claire's living room, day. With the hi-fi going, Claire sits alone, listening to Lena Horne's record. She's staring at the gardenias. Interior, Virgil's kitchen, day. Vita and Carol Ann are cooking. They exchange a brief smile. We look out the window again. We see Claire's house and next door, Beatrice's house. Beatrice's house, attic day. Beatrice's center act, rifling through some old trunks. We hear Lena Horne in the background.
Red and wild. I'll show them red and wild. They want to see red and wild.
She opens the trunk. There's a chiffon sequined gown and fire engine red. Beatrice pulls it out and holds it up to her figure when an 8x10 glossy catches her eye. Appears that our Beatrice had something of a past as a dancer. Exterior, Snydersville, outside of town, day. The music drops out. We see Noxzema walking away from town. She's quite upset. She walks around to the billboard. Interior, cafe, restaurant, day. Loretta is singing along with the music, part about liking the free, fresh wind in her hair. Someone offers her a drink.
Sorry, sweetie, I'm on the wagon.
The patrons are impressed. Some even applaud. She then catches her reflection in the mirror. She smiles at her own attractiveness as she sings,
I'm broke, it's okay.
Exterior, Snydersville, outside of town, day. The music again abruptly stops. We hear only the winds. Behind a billboard stands Noxema. With her head held high, she is sobbing. Interior Clara's living room, day. The music abruptly returns louder than ever. Clara is staring at the flowers. 1,000 thoughts are whirling in her head. Interior, Virgil's kitchen, day. Back in the kitchen, Vita and Caroline are laughing, cooking, and singing about how they hate California. It's cold and it's damp. Spices are flying. We look out the window and see the clothing store. Interior, clothing store, day. Billy Budd, the sailor, is reading Diana Vreeland's book. He's wearing a paisley jumpsuit. His stutter is gone.
That season we were loaded with pizzazz, earrings of fuchsia and peach. Mind you, peach and hats. Hats, hats, hats. Hats for career girls.
Exterior, cafe, restaurant, evening. We move from the store back to the new cafe. Jimmy Joe, Virgil, and Bobby Ray. Older men are sitting at the outdoor table sipping beer. Bobby Ray sits in a chair, leaned against the building, sipping another pineapple soda.
These New York City career girls.
Don't get them.
Don't like the way they look, must admit.
Don't be simple, Bobby Ray. Of course we like the way they look.
Don't get the way they act, go.
Why, Jimmy Joe, if I didn't know better, I'd say these pushy New York career girlies is rubbing off on our women, teaching them how to tease men, lure them on.
Look real close. Their eyes, the way they treat us men like equals and stuff, and getting our ladies all upset. Look close. I know what they really are.
What?
Divorced.
Like the way they look, don't like the way they act.
Interior, bar, evening. A roadhouse, far away from Snydersville. Dollard is at the bar. The bartender is looking at the rendering. A clear plastic shoe is on the bar.
The way they act. Men acting like women and wanting to be with other men. Can't stand it. Won't stand for it. Men touching each other. Stubbly chins rubbing up against each other. Touching each other. Manly hands touching gentle swirls of chest hair. Occasional whiff of rugged aftershave.
Dollard's voice becomes warm, his face quite soft.
As the low baritone voices sigh and grunt.
Bartender looks up and informs him that this is, in fact, a Wendy's. We see now the intensity of Dollard's interest in the subject matter.
They hold one another, beads of sweat flailing in the breeze. In the robust, masculine arms, they hold one another firmly until
There's a catch in his throat.
the hurt goes away.
He downs a shot of rye. Bartender eyes Dollard suspiciously as he slides the artist's sketch across the bar. He knows what's up. Dollard lets out an I just drink whiskey growl. He is back to work.
Not allowed. Not gonna happen. Men act like women.
Exterior cafe evening. Back in Snydersville, Virgil, Jimmy Joe, and Bobby Ray are sorting out the world.
Women acting like men.
And not like
Exterior Virgil's porch night is after dinner now. Across the square on the front porch, our three stranded travelers are lounging on Virgil's porch. All white lace and crinolines, they look very genteel on the wicker and porch swing. They're enjoying their sponge cake and iced tea with Carol Ann and her three daughters.
women.
Sandra Lee, Carol Ann's youngest, perks up.
I see somebody coming.
Wee one, what is your name?
Sandra Lee.
I season two.
Vita turns to the middle child.
And middle child, what are your first two names?
Donna Lee.
Sandra Lee, Donna Lee, and here's Bobby Lee. Why, Carol Ann, all your daughters are adverbs.
Guess what I see?
I spy with my little eye.
What's this?
You see Bobby Ray in his Sunday best walking towards the porch.
Someone's come a courting.
Bobby Lee?
Oh, Vita, I just kept thinking it was happening, and I imagined an oh lands.
Is that who you want to go out with?
Yeah.
EG knows
I-
what's up.
I
Bobby Ray stands at the steps of the porch. He is very self-conscious.
Evening, ladies. I come to ask somebody out to the sociable.
I declare.
I declare.
I declare.
I declare I have fallen into a Norman Rockwell illustration. Help.
It's tomorrow night, so I best be asking tonight. Bobby Lee?
Bobby Lee's suddenly very demure.
Yes, Bobby Ray?
Could you take the youngins inside? I'd like to ask Miss Chi-Chi Rodriguez in private.
Oh, Bobby Lee is crushed.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Bobby Lee runs off with Sandra Lee and Donna Lee. Carol Ann quickly follows her.
Bobby?
Yeah?
No, the other one.
Vita runs into the hotel. Noxima follows her.
Miss Chi-Chi, may I take you to the Strawberry Social?
I come back in an hour.
Interior, Virgil's hotel room night. Vita, Noxima, and Chi-Chi are back in their room. Looking like teenage girls at a slumber party, Noxima and Vita are wearing pajama sets and setting their wigs for tomorrow. Vita is also removing her makeup. Chi-Chi is getting dressed.
The Strawberry Social.
Yes,
What's she all about?
it's romantic, no?
It's crazy, yes.
It's tomorrow night.
Is out of the question.
I'm going, so shut up. It's none of your business.
Vita is now removing her foundation.
You most certainly will not go out with Bobby Ray.
Why not? We got a lot in common.
Yeah, like for starters, the same business between your legs.
That boy doesn't know you are.
What you know about relationship? Who love you, Vita?
Quiet, Chi-Chi, you're just...
Nobody love you, not even your rich mommy and daddy.
Chi-Chi.
You're jealous because I'm going out with a cute boy and you ain't.
You are deceiving him. He doesn't know which end is up, and you know Bobby Lee is in love with.
So what? Maybe I get something out of it.
Ooh, thing over here is working through some demons.
There's the sound of crashing and yelling from down the hall.
Listen, Chica, I'm sick of some stupid white woman telling the black lady and the Latina lady what to do just because she's white.
Suddenly, Vita's voice is very stern.
You little ungrateful.
You two already ganging up on me.
How dare?
Women, that car is fixed. You leaving and I'm staying?
Ooh, good riddance to bad trash.
I ain't your servant, old ladies.
Pinata for a head.
Don't go there.
Oppressive gringa.
Spanish fly.
Don't go there.
Loca en la cabeza.
Spitfire.
She went there.
From down the hall, we heard Virgil shouting.
Selfish, self-absorbed.
You the selfish one. You the selfish one. Running and getting bossy in everybody's life without asking.
Now the sound of Carol Ann screaming.
What is that noise?
You keep running into everybody else's house. When are you going to go into your house, white lady?
Chi-Chi, shut up. What is that wretched noise?
You know what? That
Virgil? Virgil is beating up Carol Ann?
most likely.
We have to help her.
There are times you help people, and there are times if you help people, you get killed, so you don't help people.
We trust one.
Vita makes her way to the door. Noxima suddenly grabs her arm and gives it a substantial yank. We'd never seen her so serious.
You listen here and stop your soapboxing. There is something you don't trust. There is something you don't trust people with because people will use it to stab you in the ribs. Me, I had my dreams and I couldn't tell it to you because you was too busy making the world utterly fabulous. Or Chi-Chi, she don't give a fig. So I finally found someone to tell my dream to, just as a joke, because she can't hear and she can't talk. Well, Clara turns out to be my best friend. What does she do but tell me my dream ain't nothing but a fantasy?
There's a catch in Noxima's voice. Another violent tug on Vita's arm.
You ain't going to help no Carol Ann. What goes down there is her business.
Don't tell that to selfish Vita.
You get involved, you get screwed.
The world is her business. Just a selfish man and a...
Vita pushes Chi-Chi against the wall, knocking over a hat rack, which, while flailing, pulls down the pink and orange scarf that was covering the overhead life. The falling scarf knocks off Vita's wig. Vita turns and looks at them. Her unmade-up face in the harsh light is shockingly masculine. Exterior, roadside, nights. Vita's scowling face from the last scene matches her scowling face on Sheriff Dollard's police sketch. Ors Carmina Burana, we are on Fortuna, and we see the sketch. There's a one-man roadblock. Dollard is checking the inside of a car with a flashlight and comparing the woman's face to the sketch. Sheriff Dollard looks at a copy of the sketch and sets it afire with his cigar. As he does, we hear him mutter,
Men acting like women.
Interior Virgil's hotel room nights. From the burning sketch, we go back to Vita's face. She lets out a mighty scream and runs to a mirror. She quickly makes her way to a new wig. No sooner is it on than she is pushing Noxima and Chi-Chi out of the way. She opens the door and runs out, screaming.
Carol Ann!
The incredulous Chi-Chi and Noxima just look at one another.
GH, get her.
Virgil's hotel hallway night. Air pajamas, Vita runs from down to Virgil and Carol Ann's room. She kicks the door open, breaking the lock. Interior Virgil and Carol Ann's bedroom nights. Vita strides into the bed. Carol Ann is on all fours. Virgil is about to hit her.
What the hell?
Carol Ann
Vita.
runs to Vita.
Vita, don't.
Noxima and Chi-Chi appear at the door.
Chi-Chi? Noxima? Could you keep an eye on Carol Ann?
Vita pulls Carol Ann out of the room and into Noxima's arms.
Virgil and I have something to discuss.
Vita picks up the broken door and closes it behind her.
Now look here, lady. Just because you got a Cadillac don't mean you got the right to barge in here.
Vita removes her rings and places them on the night table.
When I'm having a private talk with my wife and I don't want to fight you, okay? I don't want to have to hit no lady.
Vita removes a bracelet, places it on the night table.
I will, though. If you don't get out of here right now and let my wife back in, I will hit you, lady, or not.
You'd like hitting ladies, Virgil?
Some ladies should get hit.
Then transversely, some men should get hit back.
Huh?
Virgil?
What?
Put 'em up.
Tyrael Virgil's hotel hallway nights. There's the sound of great violence coming from the bedroom. Surprise, motherfucker. Noxima and Chi-Chi are sitting on the floor comforting Carol Ann.
Oh no, poor Vita. He's gonna hurt her real bad.
Chi-Chi and Noxima exchange a look of disbelief.
Carol Ann, there's something you should know about Vita.
Vita works out.
There's the sound of a great smack in the jaw. Exterior, Virgil's nights. The door swings open and Virgil flies out. Vita appears at the door. Virgil gets up and makes a move towards the door. Vita strikes a pose of being ready for another round. Virgil runs off.
Typical.
Interior, Virgil's kitchen night. I don't think it's Virgil's anymore. Our three are having an impromptu feminist party with Carol Ann and her three daughters. The tape player Blair's and Annie Lennox's and Aretha Franklin's sisters are doing it for themselves. Noxima is teaching Donnie Lee and Sandra Lee a dance combination to the music. Vita and Carol Ann are taking swigs of thick red wine. Chi-Chi stands in the doorway awkwardly.
Men.
She takes a swig of red wine. Vita and Chi-Chi take swigs.
Men.
Tell me about those men.
You can take all the problems in the world, and it all comes down to
Men?
men.
Have mercy.
I hate men. We got to get rid of all the men.
Well, now some of them aren't so.
No, get rid of all the men except
Except
Fred Rogers. He seems sensitive.
Go Fred.
And
Caroline takes a healthy swig of red wine. This aged well.
absolutely not Mel Gibson. He is trash, okay? But Jack Smith, he's got a cute can, so he can stay, but he's not allowed to speak.
And Andy Garcia.
I'd pull Keanu Reeves out of the burning pile.
I feel obliged to mention Mr. Denzel Washington at this point in time.
All right, Mr. Rogers, not Mel Gibson.
All with a gag.
Chi-Chi sees the clock on the wall. She sneaks out.
Andy Garcia, Keanu Reeves, Denzel Washington, and Virgil if you got some counseling.
Nah. Exterior, no longer Virgil's. Porch, night. Chi-Chi sneaks out. Bobby Ray is waiting with the flowers.
Right on time. You're never going to make me upset.
I could never upset you. I'm your knight in shining stuff.
Whatever. My whole life I'm looking for a knight in shining whatever, and you showed up and you were it. You make me feel like the perfect girl.
You is. You got your glamour and your class, and you're different, and you're exotic, and
He begins to lean in for a kiss.
And what? Don't stop.
and
Chi-Chi slowly leans in for the kiss.
and the way you talk, like no nonsense. You could never tell a lie. You could never keep a secret from me. I respect that.
A millimeter apart, Chi-Chi stops.
What?
Chi-Chi opens the door and slides back into the house.
I'm back in an hour.
How come you always say that?
I got a lot on my mind.
She closes the door in his face. Interior, no longer Virgil's. Kitchen, night. Caroline is a little loopy on red wine by now.
Okay, Tom Hanks, Fred Rogers, Garth Brooks, not Mel Gibson. Keanu Reeves,
Chi-Chi is back in the doorway.
Andy Garcia, Denzel Washington,
Bobby Ray.
An awkward moment. Even Noxima stops dancing.
Probably, listen, honey, well, now that I think about it, I don't want to go out with Bobby Ray. If you want to go out with him, he don't mean nothing to me.
Vita looks at Chi-Chi. She is impressed.
Chi-Chi, that was very generous of you, putting someone else's needs before your own. It was.
It was step number 3. That's all.
Step 3, abide by the rules of love.
UUF. Utterly, utterly fabulous.
Vita, Noxima, and Chi-Chi all do a quick hand dance. Caroline sees this.
secret handshake. Y'all Eastern Stars?
Better, Chi-Chi. Better. Chi-Chi, I'm sorry I called you ungrateful.
That's all right. I'm sorry I called you a white lady.
Forgiven.
You serious about Bobby Ray, Miss Chi-Chi?
Oh, sure. Forget it. Me, I got a million boyfriends.
She looks away. We know she doesn't. Oh.
So maybe next time Chi-Chi and Bobby Ray are going to meet, we'll work out a chance encounter with Bobby Lee here.
Sounds good to me.
When were you going to meet him next?
In an hour.
An hour.
You strumpet.
No, it was innocent. We just going to meet in the square and go for a walk.
Only an hour?
Oh no, Vita's got that look on her face.
What look is that?
That Rome was two built in a day. I know because I did it. Look.
Interior, no longer Virgil's hotel room, night. The place is now a hub of activity. In the girls' room, Noxema is unwinding bolts of bright fabric and aluminum foil. Vita presides over it all, clipboard in one hand, a strand of Christmas lights in the other. Carol Ann has tea and cookies.
Fabric and aluminum foil?
Check.
There's more in the attic. Tea, Chi-Chi?
Vita and Carol Ann move up the stairs into the kitchen. Interior, no longer Virgil's kitchen, night. In the kitchen, Sandra Lee is untangling a long strand of Christmas lights while Donna Lee is sewing away.
Lighting?
Check.
I have cookies, dear.
Cecil Beaton inspired gown?
Check.
And you're hiding the seams the way Mommy taught you. Good girl.
A kiss for Donna Lee and Carol Ann is soon following Vita toward the living room.
I got Barry White.
Barry White? No. We're hoping to inspire a romance, not a dry hump.
Johnny Mathis.
Chances are.
Chances are, check.
Carol Ann goes to fetch her tape. Interior, no longer Virgil's living room, night. Chi-Chi and Bobby Lee are at the vanity. Across the room, the television is on.
Now, honey, what he likes is the eyes, right? And you got the most beautiful eyes. So we're gonna, what they say, accentuate the positive.
Noxema. Excuse me, I lost my place. Vita storms in.
New hairdo, done and expertly so. Complete beauty makeover?
Noxema walks in with a bolt of fabric and inspects the makeup.
He's gonna be great, very great.
Vita, I swear I have lived in apartments that were not as big as these pores.
Be positive, Bobby Lee. Ignore your Auntie Noxie and keep your eyes on the videotape.
I know. That is Miss Ann Baxter in the 10 Commandments, and those are the moves.
Interior, no longer Virgil's, hallway, night. The music to the 10 Commandments echoes down the hall. Carol Ann stands before a framed picture of Carol Ann, Virgil, and the three daughters. Vita, headed down the stairs, spots her and stops. Carol Ann doesn't look at Vita, but speaks.
This is the first time I felt so much life. I haven't felt so much life for so long.
Life. Where I live, my world is suddenly very full of people, leaving, dying. I can't look through my imitation alligator address book without having a good cry about someone I miss so horribly. But I don't know, maybe it's good to think of them and cry and laugh. And sometimes, and you're really going to think me a candidate for the rubber room here, sometimes when I laugh at something silly or if something particularly shimmering catches my eye, I think of one of them, the names in my address book, and how they would have appreciated it, and how they taught me to appreciate it. And I feel they're still with me, a little bit. I don't know. But that I savor life a little more.
Yes.
So tell me, what kind of life would you like?
Just one with the girls and helping them find themselves and cooking for fun. I truly love cooking.
Carol Ann is smiling as she cries. Vita is listening with great compassion as the music from the 10 Commandments overwhelms the dialogue. Exterior, Snydersville, Town Square, night. As the 10 Commandments music fades, we see four women's silhouettes in the town square. It's only as they speak in hushed tones that we realize it is Vita, Noxema, Chi-Chi, and Bobby Lee.
I can't.
And you will.
But I am not Miss Ann Baxter in the Ten Commandments.
No one's asking you to be. Just take her feminine strength and moves and use them to bring out the real, strong, mysterious you.
But
You want them to know their stake, you got to let them hear some sizzle.
Vita and Noxima run off. Just the silhouettes of Bobby Lee and Chi-Chi.
he won't like me.
No, trust me, he's gonna love you. You look great. You are great. Show your eyes a lot and just be honest with him. He deserves that.
Chi-Chi quickly kisses Bobby Lee and runs off. It's midnight. Across the square, Bobby Ray checks his watch and makes his way down Main Street. He's still all dressed up and has another bouquet of wildflowers. He sees in front of the statue of the doughboy the vague silhouette of a Bobby Lee.
Chi-Chi?
Bobby Ray,
Yism?
come here.
He takes a step forward. The center of town, all covered in shiny aluminum foil, bright fabric, and Christmas bulbs, lights up. Wild patterns all point in the direction of the beautiful woman who is Bobby Lee, made over from gawky teen to Audrey Hepburn glamorous. Softly, we hear chances are.
Hello,
Oh, hello,
Bobby Lee?
Roberta.
Roberta? You sure is pretty. That sure is a pretty dress.
This old thing?
Her moves are pure Ann Baxter.
Would you, gosh, you sure is pretty.
Oh, Bobby Ray, Bobby Ray.
Clara, Loretta, Myrna, Kathina Lynn, and her husband come from out of their homes to watch the beautiful show.
Roberta, do you want to dance?
They slow dance to the music. Exterior, Beatrice's house, night. Beatrice steps onto her porch. From across the square, she sees Jimmy Joe walking towards her.
Good gracious.
Jimmy Joe is at the foot of her porch.
Miss Beatrice, I've waited 23 years to ask you this, but tonight's kind of peculiar, so may I have this dance?
Oh, my conscience.
Beatrice and Jimmy Joe start dancing. It's very cute. On her porch, Clara is watching, wiping away a tear. She goes back into her house. Beatrice and Jimmy Joe dance past Bobby Ray and Bobby Lee.
Well, if you got your quarterback in play there.
Bobby Ray is beaming with delight.
Yeah.
Then the halfback is a natural for a Statue of Liberty play into a touchdown.
Yeah.
They dance past Clara, who now has a gardenia behind her ear. She's walking towards Noxima. Noxima and Clara look at one another. This is meaningful to both of them. From behind her back, Clara presents another gardenia. Noxima bends down so that the old woman can shakingly place it behind her best friend's ear. Other couples have joined the dance, and they pass in front of this scene. Exterior, no longer Virgil's hotel night. Kathina Lynn and her husband also join the dancers. Other townspeople come out and watch and dance. Caroline steps onto the porch and watches them and smiles. Clara, Noxima, and matching gardenias walk up to her. Noxima walks into the house. Clara and Caroline stand arms around in one another's waist. We watch some more dancers. Above them all, from the second floor of the hotel on the iron staircase, record player at their sides, Vita, Noxima, and Chi-Chi watch their handiwork and smile.
You know, pumpkins, sometimes it just takes a fairy.
Now, several more couples dance in the town square. Exterior, road outside of Snydersville, shack, morning. In the early light, Sheriff Dollard is showing a picture of a white Cadillac convertible to the old man by the shack on the outskirts of Snydersville.
Yep, that's the one. Cadillac convertible. Drove by. I said, I'll be cow kicked. I did, even though nobody talks like that.
Which way'd they go?
Now, not quite sure.
From out of the shack comes Virgil.
Surprise, motherfuckers. You want to find a Cadillac? I'll take you.
Oh, this. Awesome.
Yeah, she's staying at my motel next town over.
He's staying at your motel. Wink.
Virgil is stunned. He sits down for a quick moment.
Thank God for that. For a minute, I thought I got whooped by a woman.
How far away is this here motel?
Now listen, you gotta act quickly.
Oh, shit. To be or not to be, that is the question. God only knows what these perverts are up to next.
Exactly. What I'll do is I'll sneak back into town and play all begging for forgiveness from my wife, and then I can detain them, and you...
And me, I'm going to get out and get me some vigilantes. Law-abiding Americans who will fight to get this scourge out of our country.
Hey.
He steps closer to Virgil. We are tight on the two faces.
We get him now.
Exterior, no longer Virgil's service station day. A sunny morning, Caroline and Vita are fixing the Cadillac. The hood is up, the manual is open.
Now the wrench is the
one you're holding, and if this works, we can get your car able to leave this evening. Of course, you're going to want to stay for the strawberry social.
A pause. They look at one another.
Well, Vita, I would not be telling a lie if I was to say that I will surely miss you and the other girls, but you mostly. It's important for a woman to have lady friends, and you've been a wonderful lady friend.
Caroline, I am touched truly by your tribute. But if we are going to be friends, there is something you should know about me.
Adam's apple.
What?
Adam's apples. Women don't have Adam's apples. Only men have Adam's apples. I noticed first night you came to our town, you had an Adam's apple.
Then you know that?
I know that I'm very lucky to have a lady friend who just happens to have an Adam's apple.
A pause. The ladies fuss under the hood and smile conspiratorially at one another.
Do all the women know?
Pretty much.
And the men?
They're so busy trying to figure out how to make y'all, they haven't had time to see whether or not you're really women.
This is the funniest thing they have ever heard. They laugh uproariously, holding hands for support.
I ain't ever gonna be right.
As their laughter begins to subside, the engine suddenly starts. This makes them laugh even harder. Exterior, road outside of Snydersville, day. To the sound of an eerie pounding, you see Sheriff Dollard is with a bunch of potential vigilantes. He's trying to convince them to rally round him. They want no part. He offers them some cash. They laugh and take it. Exterior, Snydersville Town Square, day. The eerie pounding becomes disco music. To Donna Summer's spring affair, the town is ready for its strawberry social. This year is defiantly different from past years. The fabric, aluminum foil, and Christmas lights are all still up from last night, and someone has added a wildly written strawberry social card. Another sign proudly proclaims red and wild. Interior, no longer Virgil's hotel room, day. Vita, in her red and white dress, sits? Only a Sith deals in absolutes, in front of the vanity with her eyes closed. Noxima and Chi-Chi apply her makeup.
From Hollywood and our inevitable triumphs.
Triumphant triumph.
I will take a moment to relax in my sun-drenched palatial apartment in the exclusive East Village section of Manhattan, and then I will take a small yet significant excursion to, I've forgotten how to pronounce my hometown, Pennsylvania.
Alec-Kenwood! Woo!
I didn't have to say it 80 times this script, and I will say my name is Vita Bohem. Your approval is not needed.
Approval neither desired nor required.
But I am your child, and I demand to be acknowledged. I will be tolerated. I do not want your money or your precious name, because I can't say it, but I will take your acceptance.
Hablas la verdad.
And I will stand strong, firm, unwavering.
Wear your Chanel.
Oh, of course, the Chanel. Important moments demand important designers.
Maybe not Chanel if we're doing an important moment. Her eyelashes are now in place.
I will confront the truth and wear not Chanel, but someone very important that we will determine at some point in 2023.
And I'm going to always match my accessories and tell my dreams to anyone who will listen.
Yes.
And I will find myself a true love and blend my eye makeup into my foundation more.
Yes. Yes. And we shall walk the earth with grace and dispense hope and whiff of Shalimar.
Vita's makeup is finished.
Open your eyes.
Vita opens her eyes and in each hand holds the hand of a best friend. Aww.
My eyes are open, sisters.
Exterior, road outside of Snydersville. A fork day. Still with music, Dollard points to the left road and takes it. A bunch of rednecks and pickups are swinging lead pipes, paid vigilantes all. Interior, no longer Virgil's, hotel room, day. Music underneath. Vita, Noxema, and Chi-Chi are putting the final touches on their all-red outfits. Chi-Chi is looking into the mirror.
How do I look?
Like the Miami sound machine exploded on you.
Exterior, road outside of Snydersville, day. On the road outside of town, following Sheriff Dollar, the paid vigilantes drive by a sign. Snydersville, 1 mile.
We got him now.
Some men take the safeties off their guns. Interior, no longer Virgil's day. Virgil walks into the kitchen. A moment as he and Carol Ann just look at one another. Then Donnelly and Sandra Lee run and hug him. He walks over to Carol Ann.
I'm sorry. I've been so wrong. I've been treating you wrong, and it wasn't until I was gone that I realized you were so beautiful. Can you find it in your heart to forgive me for our sake, for the family's sake?
Soon he and Carol Ann are holding one another. Carol Ann is crying for joy. Exterior, Snydersville, Town Square, day. Strawberry Social is ready to begin. Suddenly, Sheriff Dollard and the vigilantes arrive. The music dies. The squad car, lights and sirens going, circles the town rotary. It is followed by the pickup trucks, bikes, and Jeep. Interior, no longer Virgil's hotel room, day. Vita, still peering out the window, spies the caravan.
What fresh hell is this?
Quoting Dorothy Parker, nice. Interior, no longer Virgil's, kitchen, day. Carol Ann is peering out the window.
What is going on here? Cops. Who sent for?
I did.
But you.
Don't flatter yourself, you ugly old sack. I'm just getting some revenge on them perverts humiliating me in front of my family.
Carol Ann hauls off and slugs Virgil. He quickly topples.
I am voluptuous.
Virgil is terrified. Interior, no longer Virgil's hotel room, day. The 3 career girls are now peering from behind the curtain. They see Dollard in a squad car.
It's possibly dead Sheriff Dollard.
I guess he's not dead.
We're in middle America. Judging the living from the dead is pretty much guesswork.
Exterior, Snydersville, Town Square, day. The cars now form a barricade. Guns are at the ready. Dollard stands in the middle. This is a big movie stakeout. Dollard takes the megaphone.
All right, you are surrounded. There's no escape. Now, we know you've got drag queens in there. They come out with their hands up. No one will get hurt.
Silence from the town.
Now, see here. I can tell by the looks of this town that we've got a lot of decent, ordinary, regular Americans living here, and I hate it. All I want is the drag queens, and then a lot of decent, ordinary, regular Americans won't have to get hurt. We know the drag queens is here, and we leave in town with them. Now, we know for a fact.
Interior, no longer Virgil's. I'm going to say this is Carol Ann's from now on. Hotel room, day. Vita, Noxima, and Chi-Chi are terrified. They can hear Dollard.
You got him hiding in here, and I don't think that's
Interior, Carol Ann's dining room, day. Bobby Ray and Bobby Lee are holding one another, listening.
what you decent, law-abiding folks want. These weirdos coming, these boys in dresses in here, and
Bobby Ray turns to Bobby Lee and mouths the words, boys in dresses, incredulously. Interior, Kathina Lynn's kitchen, day. Kathina Lynn and little Ernest sit on the kitchen floor, holding hands.
contaminating you with their ways, and
Interior, Carol Ann's kitchen, day. Carol Ann holds Sandra Lee and Donna Lee.
going after our children. Where have I heard that fucking before?
Interior, clothing store, day. Billy Budd, the sailor, hides behind the counter and listens.
And ruining your businesses.
Interior, Beatrice's living room, day. Beatrice and Jimmy Joe hold hands and listen.
And changing the way everything's always definitely 100% been.
Everything ain't always been so good.
Interior, Clara's house, living room, day. Clara and Loretta Heathers.
You don't want people like this in your life.
Exterior, Snydersville, Town Square, day. Sheriff Dollard on the megaphone.
Now, the drag queens will just come forward, we'll take them, and nobody else in this town need get involved.
He shows the plastic shoe.
Whoever this belongs to, come forward.
Interior, Carol Ann's hotel room, day. Vita makes her way to the door. Exterior, Snydersville, Town Square, day. Dollard removes the safety off his pistol. The lone figure of a lady in a red dress, a large picture-adding veil, makes its way to the barricade. The guns are all poised to fire. Once in front of Sheriff Dollard, the figure removes the veil. It is Carol Ann.
I hear you're looking for a drag queen.
Exterior, Carol Ann's day. Vita is at the door and sees this. She is moved. She's quickly joined in the doorway by Virgil, who looks defeated. Exterior, Snydersville, Town Square, day.
I believe that shoe is mine.
Dollard pushes Carol Ann out of the way.
You ain't the one.
Virgil races to the scene.
That's not the one.
I never want to see you again, Virgil, and I am a drag queen.
Virgil grabs Carol Ann. Dollard grabs Virgil and throws him to the crowd of vigilantes who rough him up for some reason. Dollard is now a mixture of insanity and desperation.
Like he wasn't before. Now listen, there are some drag queens in this town, and I'm not leaving till they get out here right now and tell me their makeup tips.
Exterior, Carol Ann's day. Moment of silence, then just as Vita is about to step forward. Exterior, Various day. The town comes out of their houses in their costumes, each asking to be arrested because they are indeed drag queens. All with the same sentences. I'm a drag queen. Give me my shoe. Try the shoe on me. I'm a queen. I am Spartacus. Exterior, Snydersville, Town Square, day. Finally, Dollard looks incredulously at Clara.
You're a drag queen?
Nothing this pretty could be real.
Now the crowd is scary. You're all walking towards Dollard. Vigilantes began to hand their money back to Dollard, part out of fear of the crowd, part out of the realization of Dollard's madness. Dollard is now surrounded by red and wild Snyder's villains, offering to be arrested and trying to kiss him. A quick karate chop from Loretta, and Dollard's gun is gone. He quickly makes a beeline to his car, dropping the clear plastic shoe along the way, and he is gone. The music swells. All applaud, including the vigilantes. The people dance. The first are Beatrice and Jimmy Joe, and Bobby Ray and Bobby Lee, Kathina Lynn and Little Ernest, Loretta and a vigilante, Myrna and Billy Budd, the sailor. Tommy and his boys perform a Star Search, line dances, lovely young ladies applaud. Claire and four of the vigilantes form a conga line. After we see all this excitement from far above, we watch as the destroyed Virgil runs away, an old dog yapping at his heels. Carol Ann sadly but nobly watches him leave forever. No one else notices. Strawberry Social has begun, just as Noxima, Vita, and Chi-Chi join in. Chi-Chi picks up the clear plastic shoe that the sheriff has dropped. She tries it on. It fits. Exterior, outside of Snydersville, shack, day. On the outskirts of town, Dollard gets out of his car and watches the far-off town. He turns to the old man outside the shack.
Deviants. Look at them. Perverts. Forcing their ways on others. I'll tell you one thing. I hope seeing all this doesn't awaken anything in me. And when the founding fathers, when they was writing the Declaration, Independence, and the Constitution, and what have you, and they say liberty and justice for all, they don't mean ma'am.
I'll tell you one thing about the founding fathers of America.
What's that?
They had fabulous wigs.
Ballard eyes the old man suspiciously. The man sighs and strikes a rather fey pose. Dollard runs off. Exterior, Snydersville, Town Square, day. Vita, Chi-Chi, and Noxima teach the hand dance to the town. Red balloons are released and the pies come. Everyone makes a proper pic of him, her, themselves. We watch time elapse to exterior, Snydersville, Town Square, late afternoon. The strawberry social is over. All the decorations are still up. Some streamers and balloons blow in the breeze. Vita, Chi-Chi, and Noxima stand alone in the square in their traveling suits. The white Cadillac, purring like a kitten, is packed full with luggage. People of the town come out of their homes to say goodbye. Beatrice presents dress to Noxima.
This was my Aunt Martha's. I thought you could use it. She was real big across the shoulders.
Aren't you sweet?
Chi-Chi hugs Bobby Ray and whispers in his ear.
You take care of her, you hear? You be good to her.
Vita lightly brushes back Bobby Lee's bangs.
Believe in yourself and imagine good things and moisturize. I cannot stress this enough.
Noxima and Clara hold hands.
Now you know I ain't letting go of this hand until you give me that letter. So come on. Come on. Thing, give me that letter.
Claire shows the letter.
Uh,
Claire hands the letter to Noxima.
uh,
Noxima's holding the letter. Claire won't let go. A little tug of war has erupted.
Okay. Here, when you get to Hollywood, you give this letter to Mr. Robert Mitchum.
You got it.
They smile as the letter changes hands. Jimmy Joe hands a filled picnic basket to Chi-Chi. Tommy bows and kisses Noxima's hand. Kathina Lynn and little Ernest put a jar of iced tea in the car. Billy Bud, the sailor, feels the fabric of Vita's pink traveling suit.
You know, pink really is the navy blue of India.
That's what his mouth said. His eyes have said, "Thank you forever for changing my life." They quickly hug.
I know.
Myrna and Kathina Lynn place a bouquet of flowers on the dashboard. Noxima and Chi-Chi walk back to the car. Some of the townspeople have headed back to their homes. It's just Vita and Carol Ann.
Oh, Vita.
Come with us.
I used to dream of getting out of here, but I can't. This is my home. And it's actually really kind of beautiful now.
Carol Ann hugs Vita and whispers in her ear.
I love you, Miss Vita Surprise Nut Cake.
Vita is very moved. She whispers back into Carol Ann's ear.
I've waited my whole life to hear those words exactly. And said that, call it that. I'm very happy you're the one to say them.
The embrace ends.
I'm not so good at goodbyes. Drag queens never are. Ruins the eye makeup. So let's not. But I want you to have this.
She hands Carol Ann the 8x10 glossy of Julie Newmar.
Oh, Julie Newmar. I always thought she was so statuesque.
My feelings exactly. This has always, I don't know, given me courage somehow. I don't know what it means, but I believe in it.
A moment. They both just stand there, not wanting to say anything.
Well, see ya.
She quickly walks towards the car.
Vita!
Vita turns around. She's far away, so Carol Ann has to shout.
I don't think of you as a man, and I don't think of you as a woman. I just think you are an angel.
Vita thinks about this for a moment.
I think that's healthy.
Carol Ann heads back to the hotel. Beatrice goes back to the car, then turns around to get one last look at the town. She sees the aluminum foil and fabric and Christmas lights. She sees the cafe alive with laughter and music and Jimmy Joe and Beatrice's love. She watches as Bobby Lee and Bobby Ray hold hands and walk down the street. She watches as Carol Ann takes down the sign Virgil's and puts up a new sign, Carol Ann and Daughters. The town is quite different.
Sometimes life works out. Just works out so well. You want to thank someone, but you don't know who to thank.
I thank Mary, Mother of God.
I thank the Nubian goddess of life, whose name escapes me at this particular juncture.
And I guess I thank Wong Foo. Oh, yes, the cynics may say that Wong Foo is probably some Chinese cook, but I know better. I know Wong Foo to be a god, who, however you perceive her to be. Julie Newmar knew this. She won a Tony Award for her performance in Marriage Go Round. Julie Newmar knew things.
Hi ho, the open road.
Hi ho, the open road.
Noxima turns to Chi-Chi.
California, here we come.
Chi-Chi turns to look at her new friends. She smiles.
California, here we come.
Interior, exterior, Cadillac, Snydersville, Town Square, dusk. Vita gets into the driver's seat. Chi-Chi and Noxima slide into their seats.
What if God isn't a woman?
The car begins to move.
Unthinkable.
Perish the thought.
What if God is a drag queen?
Oh, my word, child.
Smashing. Oh, Chi-Chi, the way you think. You are no longer a princess.
Step 4, right there.
Utterly.
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 Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Step 4, larger than life, is just the right size. It's official now. You are a queen.
They laugh and applaud. Noxima seems a quick 8-bar. It's not unusual. There's many hand dance, which dissolves into laughter. Interior, exterior, Cadillac, the open road, dusk. We watch the white Cadillac with its 3 very special passengers flying down the highway.
God is a drag queen.
Well, it would explain a lot.
Like
tropical fish.
True.
And rainbows and oil slicks.
And birds. I mean, all those feathers.
And flight. I mean, only a drag queen could come up with all of that.
The 3 heroines squeal with delight and laughter. Big white Cadillac drives by a billboard. Keep America beautiful. Interior, exterior, Cadillac, various day. My country, 'tis of thee fairly rattles the speakers as we now see a big cursive Hollywood. As we pull back further, we see it is the Fredericks of Hollywood sign. The white Cadillac drives by this and some other LA landmarks, Matt's Factor, Grauman's Chinese Theater, and others. Interior, Drag Queen of America contest, night. Then we are at the Drag Queen of America contest, a black tie affair with a mixed crowd. Someone's never been to a drag show. Celebrity-packed audience. Many contestants, each more beautiful than the last. Finally, the winner, Chi-Chi. Slow motion, she walks forward. Auntie Noxie and Auntie Vita beaming with pride. Chi-Chi falls to one knee. The music now has singing haughty boy sopranos, God Save the Queen. The jeweled crown, so bejeweled it burns the film, is placed on her head. Chi-Chi looks up at the celebrity who has coronated her. The celebrity places a loving hand on dear Chi-Chi's chin. Viti and Noxima shout for joy. It's Julie Newmar. God save the Queen. God save all the queens and kings and others.
It is a wrap, y'all. Thank you so much. I know this one was a long one, but I think it was super worth it. Like, y'all killed it. So without further ado, let's do our final cast call and let y'all go to bed. So I definitely want to thank Miss Mariah Shea Paget for coming in and assisting. I hope we'll have you back. I would love to have you back anytime.
Yeah, I would love to come back.
Yes. I would like to thank Andrew Watson with their Blanche Devereaux fabulousness. Thank you. I'd like to thank Patrick McMahon, killing it as Loretta, the town drunk. Loved it. Everything I wanted it to be. I want to thank Dan for being the fellow bad guy and killing it as Sheriff Dollard. Too funny, too great. Loved it. Mom with that costume change, kicking ass as Carol Ann. Thank you. Love you. Chichi Rodriguez, aka Steven Shore. Definitely want you back anytime. Loved you. Please come back.
This was fun. Lots of fun.
Yeah. Sam as Maxima Jackson. Oh my God, everything I wanted it to be. Love you. Thank you. And Sean, aka Dad, as Vita Glam. Just amazing. As always. I loved you. Thank you. And I was your terrible bad husband, Virgil, Miss Ginger. So once again, one last time, if you've got any extra, if you enjoyed the show, please donate to Promo, give them some money. They're doing good things for the world. And we'll hopefully see you guys next time.
And Luke, you fucking killed it. It was
Luke, I forgot Luke. Oh my
could you?
gosh. Luke killing it. Thank you.
But is there room for Zoidberg?
Thank you guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.